All right, we back. So how's everybody doing on this wonderful Friday? How are we? Are we good? Are we doing okay? Yeah, no. We're not sure yet. No Rads is not going to be able to join us today because they have to work. So they're not going to be able to hang out with us today, unfortunately. You're not okay, Lily? Lily, I'll hit you up when I get off this live. Yeah, I thought y'all blocked that account already. What is going on this morning? This shit is crazy. We need to move faster with these, y'all. The trolls is out this morning, huh? They out there in these streets. Oh, was it a full moon last night? I did see when I was taking the girls to school yesterday morning. The moon was big as shit. I was like, God damn. I thought it was falling on us. I was like, there's hope after all. Oh, is that what it was? A blood moon? I need to turn off. You're right. You know what? We just gonna have to do it. Hey, but listen, make sure that we running up those likes and whatnot. But you're right, Lily. Because this will stop them from doing it. They won't have no choice. Oh, lunar eclipse. When is that? I'll be missing all the fun shit. That happened last night? Oh, did it really? Damn, that's crazy. Missed that shit. I didn't put my crystals outside or nothing, Jesus. See what we got going on this morning. I got some news stories to share with y'all, but I'll do it in a minute. Franco, good morning.
Yeah, what's up? How are you?
I'm doing good, buddy. How about you?
I'm good. I'm
glad to hear
I
that.
didn't.
Have you had some water?
Yeah, I had some water. Yeah, for sure.
Good. Have you said kind things about yourself?
Not particularly to me, but to mine around.
Well, yeah, you need to say good things about yourself. Give yourself a morning pep talk.
Well, yeah, I do that. I say myself some things. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's
in
up?
front of the mirror.
Good.
Nothing. I thought that you were normal, but now I realize that you're like a Democrat. So.
Oh no, I'm definitely not a Democrat. Fuck them.
What you don't? But you don't like Trump.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that I'm a Democrat. Like, what?
Yeah, I thought so. So that's why I came up.
Yeah, definitely not a Democrat, buddy. Yeah, not interested in playing, partisan politics. Not my thing.
Yeah, but then why are you hating on Trump?
Because he's a bad person. That's not hard to figure out. Like, Trump's a bad person. That's why I don't like him. I mean, that would be with anybody. Like, if there was bad people, that I knew in my day-to-day life, I would be just the same. Like, I just don't like bad people.
Yeah, and you think that do you think Kamala is a good person?
I don't know them that well, but I know that they're a far better person than a fascist.
Oh, did you just fascist?
Yes,
what?
Fascist. Do you want me to spell it?
First of all, Trump is not a fascist.
F-A-S-C-I-S-T. Yeah, he's definitely a fascist.
Yeah, but Trump is not a fascist.
Oh, absolutely.
And I wish he was.
No, he's definitely a fascist. 100%.
How is he a fascist?
Because he fits all tenets of fascism, all 14. Easily.
Can you tell me one?
Yeah, sure. Powerful and continuing nationalism. Palingenetic ultranationalism. Supremacy of the military. Rallying people around a common enemy. I mean, I could go on for
who is the common enemy?
Immigrants, mostly brown immigrants.
Well, the first 4 points that you made
are all
are not
correct.
traits.
Of fascism?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
they are.
they are
Absolutely.
correct. But it doesn't mean that he's a
It
fascist. We
does.
can see all over.
It does.
Then half of the world, literally half of the world,
Well, I wouldn't say
should be
half,
called
but I would say
fascist.
that like a lot of white-centric countries do have elements of fascism. I mean, we see that Italy just elected an outwardly fascist leader. So yeah, no, I would say that definitely there is a lot of fascism in politics
No, but
globally.
what I want to tell you, like the 4 points that you made doesn't make you a fascist.
Well, yeah, that's just some
Because
of the tenets.
fascist,
Yeah, that's just some of the tenets. I mean, I can go through all of them if you'd like. We can run them down.
yeah, because if you look
Yeah.
at the other points that you didn't say, a fascist government should have control over the media.
He
And
does.
Trump does not
He
have that.
Oh, absolutely, he does. He will only allow specific
What media does he
media
control?
outlets. Truth Social, X, the Daily Caller, the Daily Mail.
No, I'm talking about. No, I'm not
Infowar.
talking. No, I'm not talking like. No, I'm not talking like social media. I'm talking like the TV stations
Well, yeah,
and newspapers. I'm not talking
Fox.
about
Yeah, Fox News,
Instagram.
OAN, Newsmax.
Okay, and what about when a fascist controls all of them? Trump
Yeah.
is controlling, for example,
Well,
Fox
CNN
News.
is not.
What
CNN is
about
not left.
CNN?
Yeah, CNN is not left leaning. They're owned by a Republican. I'm sure you knew
Yeah,
that
but they are
already.
not. They are not controlled by Trump.
Well, yeah, they are. They won't post it. I mean, they won't, put anything on there that is too damning. They won't outwardly call him a fascist, even though he is. They don't condemn him for the things that
Well,
he
that's
says and
not
does.
true. That's completely false. What you're just saying.
It's
You're
not.
saying lies.
No, they
I'm
don't
sorry.
condemn him for the things that he does.
But because he didn't they're not going to call him a fascist because he is not a fascist.
No, he is.
And that's what I'm proving to you.
You're not proving anything. Like, you haven't made a cogent point yet, to be honest with you.
Can I make a point?
Is words. Sure, I'm not. I haven't stopped you.
Yeah. Oh no, you have stopped me the whole time.
What?
Every time that I was speaking something, you were interrupting. So
that literally didn't happen.
How not? That literally happened. You're lying. You're just lying, my friend.
Sir, you know that there's like hundreds of people watching, right?
Who cares about them? I'm talking to you.
Well, so like, and this is recorded.
Okay,
do you want
good.
me to like?
Can you play it?
Yeah. You want me to run it all the way back?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. No problem. All right. Let's just replay it. Let's see if that's what actually happened.
The Venmo debit
Hi,
card.
Alicia.
Made for staying in the moment and on the move.
Here, let's start this over from when you came in. Let's see. Okay, hold on. Let's find out where you came in.
Not particularly to me, but to minds around, you know.
Well, yeah, you need to say good things about yourself.
You were normal, but now I realize that you're like a Democrat, so.
Oh no, I'm definitely not.
We cannot hear nothing.
Oh, okay. Hold on a second.
But you don't like Trump.
Oh no, that's fine. Yeah, that doesn't mean that I'm a Democrat. I'll make sure that you can hear it. Let me see what's going on real quick. What?
Yeah, I thought so. That's why I came up.
Yeah, definitely not a Democrat, buddy. Yeah, not interested in playing. Hold on a second.
Are you playing it or?
Hold on a second. I said I got you. Just wait for 1 second.
Because.
I got you.
Yeah, sorry.
Hold on.
The comments are saying that they are hearing it and you're not even.
Hold on. Could you guys not hear it? Because I thought. Can you guys not hear it? Partisan politics, not my thing. Okay, yeah, I thought y'all could hear it.
Then why are you hating on Trump?
Because he's a bad person. That's not hard to figure out. Like, Trump's a bad person. why I don't like him. I mean, that would be with anybody. Like, if there was bad people, you know,
Are you
that
playing
I
it
knew
or?
in my day-to-day life, I would be just the
Oh,
same. Like, I just don't like bad people.
I can hear it, but really, really low. Yeah. And you think that Kamala is do you think Kamala is a good person?
I don't know them that well, but I know that they're a far better person than a fascist.
Oh, did you just fascist?
Yes,
What?
fascist. Do you want me to spell it?
First of all, Trump is not a fascist.
Fascist. Yeah. Hold on. Did he just cut me off just now when I was talking, y'all? Y'all can hear the same thing I can hear, right? All right, cool. He's definitely a fascist.
Yeah, but Trump is not a fascist.
Oh, absolutely.
And I wish he was.
No, he's definitely a fascist. 100%.
How is he a fascist?
Because he fits all tenets of fascism, all 14. Easily.
Can you tell me one?
Yeah, sure. Powerful and continuing nationalism. Palingenetic ultranationalism. Supremacy of the military. You know, rallying people around a common enemy. I mean, I could go on for
who is the common enemy?
Oh, y'all saw him just cut me off again? Oh, okay. Gotcha. So anyways, the only person that was interrupting was you, my friend.
Yeah, were you playing it? I didn't hear nothing. I literally screen recorded, so I can play it now to you and you will see what I saw. I literally didn't hear nothing.
Okay, I'm sorry. Well, maybe you should turn your hearing aid up.
Well, I did everything, so.
Oh.
But yeah, so they're not calling him fascist because he's not one.
Okay.
And do you know, I mean, not about the definition, leave the definition what fascism is, but also like Nazis, not National Socialism.
You can't say that.
Nazis.
You can't say that.
Yeah.
You can't say that.
Yeah, those two groups.
Fucking idiot. Why are these people so fucking stupid? Good morning, YouTube. I'm gonna turn this. I'm gonna turn the call line on in just a little bit. Wait till there's a few more people in there. But I see you over there, YouTube guys. Good morning. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Hope you are well. This is funny. All your info is wrong. We are a republic. Say the Pledge of Allegiance. He stopped war. Stop spending. Stopped immigration. He didn't stop none of that shit. The fucking wars are both still going on. Y'all fuckers are stupid. Damn it. Anyways. Oh, man. Somebody said, the guy with the bong had an opinion. Like, people still do that in 2025? People still taking bong hits and shit? I'm too old for that shit. I don't engage in any type of substances at all. I don't drink, I don't smoke. I don't do none of that stuff. So, but whatevs. You know, teach their own. Too old now. Got too many kids. I don't have time. No, I'm definitely too old. Listen. It wouldn't even be worth it. The only thing that's gonna happen, I'm just gonna fall asleep. Like, I do that anyway. So, you know, whatevs. Oh, look, another crybaby with Trump derangement. Y'all got to come up with something else. Like literally, y'all just. Oh man, Jesus Christ! You know what? Like the fact that y'all can all say the same shit like every day over and over again, and not realize that you're in a fucking cult is scary to me. It really is. I'm just like, I didn't realize, I guess, because I've been around, for 40 some odd years, and I've been around a lot of different type of people, celebrities and athletes and, in the political realm. And I didn't realize that there was as many disturbed people as there are in this country until one, like Trump showed up on the political scene, and two, like TikTok. I was just like, damn, there's a lot of fucking uneducated troglodytes amongst us. Like, here, let's do something really quickly. I'm gonna first of all, let me play this. Let me just play this really quickly, and then I'll say what I was gonna say.
Seems like a modern day Isaac Neutron. It's remarkable. It's fantastic. He was a smart guy, Tesla. First the light bulb, and now this. He was like a modern day Isaac Neutron. It's remarkable. It's fantastic. He was a smart guy, Tesla. First the light bulb, and now this. He was like a modern day Isaac Neutron. It's remarkable.
Oh shit. It's like a modern day Isaac Neutron. Y'all, yeah, y'all magaboos or something, boy. Oh man, it's like first the light bulb. The person who created the filament for the light bulb, for us to have lights, the name was Latimer, and it was a black man. Also, the light switch that allows you guys to turn on and off your lights in your house was also created by a black man, just so you guys know. So, and by the way, just in case you didn't know, us black folks, those of us that don't have indigenous ancestry, would probably be more than willing to leave the United States, be honest with you, if you guys want to deport us too. Like, if you want to get us a plane ticket, help us pack up our stuff and go, I have indigenous roots. I don't know that I'd necessarily leave, but I might. Depends on where we're going. There's a lot of beautiful beaches and countries in Africa, but we would probably, the way you brought us here, we would leave. But here's the caveat, right? Like, we get to take all the shit that we created with us. Okay? Like, we just get to take the stuff that we created, all of the the rights to production of the things that we created with us. So as long as we can agree to that, we'll get out of your hair. Go ahead and get out of your hair. Because, like, being around y'all is really not all that cool. I'm going to be honest with you. It's really not that exciting. It's really not that amazing. I'm going to be honest with you. You guys kind of blow, if we're being honest. Like, I think it's all the grapes that you commit for me. Like, the grapes and the essays and, like, the starving of children and, like, the domestic violence and the robbing, the poor and destitute. Like, yeah, shit's kind of not cool. Yeah, the way that y'all treat women, that shit is really shitty. The way you treat queer people and trans individuals, like y'all kind of suck. Not gonna lie. The way that y'all pretend to care about Jesus when, you know, Jesus would be like anti everything that y'all do. Literally. Like he wouldn't like any of you. Not only would he not like you, right? But then if he did come like back, what y'all say he would, and he like happened to come to the United States, y'all are gonna like fucking ask him to see his papers or some shit, or say that he looks like a, you know, a member of the H group. Like, are you Hamas? Some stupid shit like that, and then try to deport him. So yeah, because, you know, there's like, he had this whole thing about him, right? Like taking care of the poor, and taking care of the sick, you know, taking care of children. You know, he said to invite the stranger in. If you turn the stranger away, he would also turn you away from the gates of heaven. Y'all should try to read the book. Like, Jesus was actually a pretty cool dude. He's pretty dope. Oh, thank you so much for the gifted subs. Y'all are amazing. Thank you. The person who sent that gifted sub, make sure that y'all are thanking them. Make sure that y'all are thanking them. But yeah, y'all would definitely deport Jesus, because he'd be in here like anti-government and shit, and y'all be like, yo, what the fuck? And he would like be anti-capitalism, and, you know, he would actually like queer people. So yeah. Anywho, I'm about to open the phone line up here in just a second. I don't know who we have here in the request on this side. Melvin, good morning. Melvin.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you, buddy?
I'm good.
You got a little bit of background noise.
Yeah, badass kid.
Nah, I dig it.
Yo,
I got 8 children, so trust me, I get it.
Oh, shoot. And they 2.
Okay.
But
So,
no, I was just admiring your thing legit, just checking. I don't know why it popped up. Yeah. Just listening to you, see what you're talking about. I haven't seen you in a while. I've been scoping, but I haven't seen you in a minute.
well, I'm here every day, buddy. All the
Yeah,
time.
this time here, right?
Yeah, I'm on it like between 8:30 and 9 every morning.
Oh, okay. That's what happened there. I be working at that time. So.
Oh, I dig it.
Yeah. I'm just off today, so I was just scrolling through, see what I was just checking everybody out. That's all.
All right. Well, I appreciate you, brother.
Quiet, little boy.
I hope you have a good day, man.
All right, bro.
All right.
You too, man.
Yep. Erica, good morning. Erica, don't try to run away now. You here. We all see you.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. My son pushed it.
Oh, hey, listen, you here now. Now you got to talk.
Oh my God.
Now you got to talk. You're here. What up?
Well,
What it do?
Thank you for everything you do. I like hearing you every morning.
Well, thank you.
My son too. He's like, I have a 10-year-old and a 2-year-old. My son, every time we're driving, he's listening to you too.
That's awesome. I love that. I wish my kids would listen to me. They only listen to mom. They don't listen to shit I gotta say. But that's because I'm a pushover. They're like, hey, can we do such and such? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And then I find out later that, you know, they were already told no.
Oh, they go around, huh?
Yeah.
My 10-year-old will be like, my dad said to ask you, and then I asked his dad. He's like, no, I told him yes, or I told him no.
Yeah, they know how to play the parents against each other for sure. I used to do the same shit to my parents though. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, thank you for everything you do, and I hope you have a good weekend.
Absolutely, you have a good one too.
Thank you. Can you drop me? I don't know how to
I
drop.
got you. Yep, I got you. All right. Hey guys, there's over 600 people in here. We're almost at 100K likes, but the shares ain't moving. So let's make sure we're getting those shares up. There should be as many shares as there are people in the room. So let's go ahead and knock that out. If you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. To be honest with you, myself, the mods, we're just not interested in seeing all the nasty comments. So that's why we're on sub-only chats. I might do that shit on YouTube and Twitch coming up soon too, but we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. I don't see the YouTube comments as much, like, because I don't have that screen up. But the mods tell me that the YouTube comments are batshit crazy. So, but anywho, I'm going to go ahead and turn the phone line on. The phone number is 407-900-1693. I see there's already been some missed calls this morning. Sorry about that. I just didn't have the phone line on. But if you have something to say, call in and let's see what we got to say. While we're waiting though for there to be a phone call, which I'm sure as soon as I start talking about this, the shit, one will come through. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. That's cool too. Your boy Elon is here. Let's just read the article. Elon tweeted the craziest shit ever. Like literally the craziest shit. Musk, who has over 219 million followers on X, retweeted a post saying Soviet revolutionary Joseph Stalin and former Chinese Communist Party chairman Mao Zedong and Hitler, whose regime under his direction orchestrated the Holocaust, did not unalive millions of people. Their public sector workers did. Like, how many more like pro-fascist things does bro have to post? Also, he posts memes of like Rudolph Hess and Joseph Goebbels. Like, bro is something. We have a phone call. Hello, caller. Good morning. Name, age, and where you calling from?
Morning. My name is John, and I'm calling from the central United States.
What's up, John from central United States?
Nothing much. I'm watching your show and would like to give a little input as to the representative democracy, what's going on with the country.
Sure.
Of course, I don't know what's really...
Yeah, I only ask one thing, though. I don't mind if you curse or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to limit anybody's speech. But just make sure that you don't use anything that would be considered a slur, because we're streaming on multiple platforms and social media doesn't like that.
Okay, what did I say? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I didn't say that you did. I'm just saying that, you know, be mindful of your language. That's all.
Okay.
That's all.
Well, what I think is going on is, for the first time, in 2025, the United States is not going to be able to pay the interest payment on our national debt.
Who they pay it to?
Who do they pay it to? I think the Fed.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there are other people that we owe money to, but it's mostly the Fed that,
Mm-hmm.
from what I realize. And our GDP, well, the interest payment is 124% of our GDP.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you can't make the interest payment on your debts, then your credit gets shut off.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to go into a renegotiation of how the policies are going to be dictated and determined. So rather than our normal government officials.
You know what might have prevented that from happening?
What?
If we actually taxed the rich and stop giving them tax breaks and eliminate the loopholes.
Right. Or we could stop borrowing money and then going to war for profit.
Yeah, all the wars have been started under Republican presidents, though. The same people who keep giving the rich tax breaks.
Right.
Right.
It's just that I really don't know if I trust that they're on opposite sides.
Sure. I mean, I'm registered independent. I don't like this partisan politics thing that American citizens participate in is weird to me. Like, people think that these are
Very
like,
weird.
you know, football teams that they're rooting for. These aren't fucking football teams. Elected officials are employees. They're employees. They work for the American people, not for corporations, you know, not for the rich. They work for the American people, the tax paying, the ones who are actually paying their fair share of taxes.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so, like, what we have to do is we have to, you know, focus on making sure that the poor and middle class, because they're the ones who legitimately keep the country running, we have to make sure that they're being represented by the people that they vote for. In terms of, like, us not being able to pay the interest on our debt and this, that, and the third, like, as much as people talk about our national debt, nobody actually knows what it means. Like, we have fiat currency. You do know what fiat currency is, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So our money is not backed by anything
but faith.
Yeah, exactly. And that faith is the faith that the American people have in our ability to effectively run the government, and then the faith that the global market has in our ability to increase our GDP and continue our agreed upon protection and provide stability of the rest of the world. The problem is that currently, like right here in this moment, the rest of the world has no faith in us anymore. European leaders are actively negotiating with China as we speak, and other foreign leaders in, Africa and Central and South America. Right around the corner from now is us no longer being the global reserve currency.
I agree with that 100%. And I think that Donald Trump has been hired by the investment class, the people that have private incomes and
to
do not work.
Destabilize the market?
Do they what?
To destabilize the market?
No, I think that the dollar is going out and he's going to renegotiate uh, the new system.
Yeah.
The
If the
dollar is
dollar,
on the way out. You can't even buy anything with it. I mean, it costs $5 for a hamburger. I think that the currency has been diminished to the point,
that's
and I
not
mean
true.
the purchasing power.
That's not
Purchasing
yeah,
power of
that was done
go ahead.
specifically by corporations, though. Like the dollar didn't lose value. Corporations just realized that they can continuously raise prices so that they can increase their profit, and that the American citizens will just keep paying it.
Okay, so you don't think that we've printed too much money and that has diminished the purchasing power of the dollar?
No, because that money is not that money is not moving within the system, if that makes sense. So you know what the velocity of money is?
How quickly that it no, I don't. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
so velocity of money is like how quickly the money moves within, you know what I'm saying, like the consumer market. But our money isn't moving. Like when they print more money, which the most money in American history was printed under Donald Trump's first term in office. As a matter of fact, the largest transfer of wealth in American history, in global history, happened under Trump's first presidency. But that money all went straight to the top, and it just sits there.
Have you seen the documentary Hyper Normalization? Not normalization with a Z, but with an S. Normalization.
I don't think that I have.
It says the same thing that you're saying now.
Oh, yeah, gotcha.
It's very interesting.
Somebody said money lost value is no longer backed by gold. We haven't had enough gold to back our money since the 1930s. Like we haven't been on the gold standard for like nearly 70 years. So I don't know why anybody's 1933 exactly. And you know, we officially came off the gold standard like 70 years ago. So our money didn't lose value. We just changed how we value our money. Again, the reason that your dollar doesn't buy as much anymore is because corporations continuously price gouge American citizens, and we don't enforce our antitrust laws. Like there's consumer protections that have been put in place multiple times over. There's antitrust laws that exist that would have prevented your Walmarts and your Amazons from pushing out local small businesses. Once upon a time, it didn't matter what your party affiliation was. Nobody wanted corporations to just run, rampant without, backstops. And somewhere along the way that went away. Like in 2008, Republicans were screaming at the top of their lungs about corporations and billionaires, destroying the middle class. And now the same people are backing the billionaires, literally robbing the poor and middle class blind. I just don't get it. The cognitive dissonance is nuts.
I'll give you a little statistic. Recently they've done some studies on the population of the United States and the reading comprehension. The average reading comprehension of U.S. adults is below the 6th grade.
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
In order to have a 6th grade reading comprehension level, you have to understand abstract concepts. You can't think in absolutes. So if you are thinking in absolutes and I told you a rolling stone gathers no moss, what does that mean to you? Right. Now, if you're an absolute thinker, you're going to say, well, you're talking about a rock.
Right.
And if it's rolling, then it won't get moss on it.
They don't understand that it's metaphorical in nature.
Right. It's an absolute.
Right.
So if you're dealing with a population that is metabolically unhealthy, that cannot comprehend abstract concepts, we're in bad trouble, man.
Well, absolutely. But what's worse than that? But what's worse than that? And this is what. So Schittler, you know who I'm talking about, the guy from
Yes.
Germany. Yeah. So
Yes.
he had a gentleman that was his minister of propaganda by the name of Joseph Goebbels. And Joseph Goebbels said that the rank and file citizen is relatively unintelligent. And so you don't have to necessarily tell them the truth. You don't have to explain things in detail to get them to follow you. You just have to keep it simple and then keep repeating it over and over again. And eventually the lie will become the truth. And that's why you hear them, especially, you know, the field magas, the magaboos, you hear them say the same things over and over and over and over again. Make America great again. Lock her up. Build that wall. Drill, baby, drill. Trump derangement syndrome. Have you noticed that all of these things are 3-word phrases?
Yes. It's like a programming.
It exactly is a programming. That's precisely what it is. And they don't realize that they're being programmed. Like,
Nope.
Trump's your daddy. Fuck Joe Biden. You know what I'm saying?
It's more than-
Go, let's go, Brandon. Have you noticed? Again, I just named a bunch more, and they're all 3 words.
Yes. I wanted to tell you what I think is going on with the Trump phenomenon, and you can tell me what you think. I think that Trump has become kind of a savior archetype.
Yeah, but only
An
because he
archetype is somebody
he created the dragon, though. This is what fascism
No, what
does,
I
right?
think-
This is what fascism does.
What
It creates an enemy. Like the first time it was, I have to do a Muslim ban, right? And then we got to build a wall. So he just got everybody, you know what I'm saying, to the point. Oh, and like saying that Barack Obama wasn't born in the United States. You have to create enemies for people to rally behind. You have to get them scared of everything. Afraid of immigrants, afraid of, you know, the trans community, afraid of gay people. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what he did. He incited fear in the masses. And then said, I'm the only one who can save you from them.
Right. Well, the savior archetype that I'm referring to is, I think that the conservative Christian class has been unhappy for a long time because they want a conservative Christian United States.
Trump's
and
not a
they don't
Christian.
feel represented. No, I know. I'm just telling you he's the archetype.
Right. Yeah, Trump's not a Christian.
It's
And
like, well,
and
this
conservative
guy's gonna
Christian
bring-
is an oxymoron in and of itself. Like, that's not a real thing. Like, Jesus, like, Christian means follower of Christ. Christ is Jesus. Jesus wasn't conservative. So
I'm talking about if we were just going to be speaking
right.
You
No,
and
I get
I
what you're saying. Yeah.
speaking and just saying, well, it's a conservative Christian class, and they've been unhappy because they feel like everybody should say a prayer before class and salute the flag. And if you don't do that, well, I'm not happy. You didn't carry out my political wishes.
Right.
And so we have this whole group of class that have been unhappy for a while
Yeah.
because the United States is not a conservative Christian country
Right.
with a Christian official state religion, and finally somebody comes along and says what they wanted to hear.
Which is bigotry, homophobia, xenophobia, transmisia. Like, that should be
They're messing-
concerning.
Right. I agree. It's just, wow. It's like you tapped into that because
Right.
it's almost like it was a pre-existing little belief system that was already going on, and then
Right.
when he comes in there and snaps those words like, hey, look, there's somebody that thinks like I do. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
have you watched Requiem for the American Dream,
Yes.
the 10 Principles of Concentration of Wealth and Power by
Mhm.
Noam Chomsky?
Yeah.
We
Absolutely.
never were a republic.
Yeah. Definitely not. Like when
Wow.
we have to understand. So a republic simply means that you have a charter and or constitution, right? But when our constitution was written, we have to understand that the constitution was written specifically for white male landowners, not for,
Yes.
and that's the only people that were considered people. And
Yes.
it wasn't written for the whole of society. But also, it was supposed to be modified, upgraded, changed, every 19 or so years. And we haven't done that. People think that because the fucking Pledge of Allegiance says to the republic for which it stands, like the Pledge of Allegiance wasn't written at the same time as the Constitution, you weirdos. Like it's almost like we don't teach civics and or history in this country.
I don't believe some people have the ability to understand.
Yeah.
You
No,
understand
they
a person
don't.
is disabled. You don't have the ability. You're disabled from being able to understand what's going on.
Yeah. But when
Thinking
people that are,
concrete.
yeah, no, I agree with you. But when people that are, more educated than you, that have a wealth of knowledge, try to present this knowledge to you in terms that you can understand, in palatable ways, they reject it. But see, here's what happens is they have what is called an amygdala response, right?
Yes.
The brain can't differentiate between emotional pain and physical pain. It only knows pain. And so when something goes against a person's core values, it sends a signal in their brain that they're being attacked. So it incites your fight, flight, freeze, or fawn responses. And they're like, oh shit, I gotta fight this.
Right.
And so they don't even even receive any of the information.
I agree. And if they do understanding, they can't come to any understanding until they finally relax their minds and start to think about it while they're not angry, while they're not upset.
Right.
But if you constantly keep picking on them and just hitting them with little news shows like, in which, this is happening maybe, I don't know how many times it's happened or whatever, but if you draw attention to, well, a drag queen showed up at a school in California, and then the whole country, 70 million people say, well, I'll be damned. And I kind of agree with them on that. I don't want, a drag queen dancing in front of my kids or anything.
Drag queens don't.
I see what's going on. I'm being
typically
manipulated.
Yeah, drag queens aren't really going to schools like talking about it. And number two, like if you don't want, your children to be around like drag queens or what have you, then just don't take them to drag shows or don't take them to a drag story time or whatever. But like, I mean, I don't know. I don't see the uproar. I don't see the outrage. I just don't. Like there's nothing you could have ever done. Yeah, there's nothing you could have ever done ever, you know what I'm saying, to make me interested in men, right? Like you can't force me you couldn't force me to be gay. There's nothing anybody could have done ever in the history of ever. Like there's not enough you could pay me. There's not enough convincing you could do to make me be interested in men.
Right.
So
I asked a guy, he was talking about homosexuality. He said, well, in the Bible it says, this. And I just thought to myself, I don't care if the Bible says it or not. I'm not interested. What does the Bible have to do with me being attracted or not attracted to a man? What do you understand what I'm getting at? If your response is, well, the Bible says that it's wrong.
mm-hmm.
I don't care if it's wrong or not. Are you telling me the only reason that you're not doing anything with a man is because the Bible says not to do so?
Right. Is that what you're saying? Are you saying that that's the reason that you don't do it?
Right. I mean, because if the Bible said to do it, I still wouldn't do it because that's just not I'm just not interested. It doesn't happen.
Right. No, I hear you.
So.
Well, I appreciate you calling in, friend. I'm going to move on to the next caller. I see a few people are trying to call in. So I want
I
to make
enjoyed
sure
your,
that
I enjoy your show.
thank you so much. I appreciate you. Till next time, friend.
Okay.
All
Bye.
right. The call line is back open. Those on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, please do all the things. Gift, tap the screen, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. I've gotten a few messages from my mods in the land of the tube, YouTube. Hey, listen, guys, I'm not a fucking Democrat. Like, stop being weird. Hello, caller. Good morning. How are you? Name, age, and where are you calling from?
My name is Kyle. I'm calling from Ohio. My age 37.
All right, Kyle from Ohio. What's on your mind this morning?
I feel like this is about to be really bad.
It's not about to be bad, I promise. My mom called me Kyle because whenever I would fill out applications, they get fooled by the name first. I'm definitely a 37-year-old brown-skinned man.
Mm-hmm. I dig it.
But I just wanted to cut in real quick, man, and tell you that I've been watching, listening, and learning from you and the people that you work with close, like NORADs and a few other people like that. But I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. I'm thankful for the work that you do, and I know it. I know it's not easy.
Well, thank you. I appreciate
I know
that.
it's not easy.
Oh, what happened?
He hung up.
Oh, shit. Kyle got cut off. Okay. Well, the phone line's back open. We appreciate you too, Kyle. Thank you for being a supporter of the program. We do appreciate you. The phone line is back open. 407-900 1693 for those on Kick, Twitch, and YouTube. And also, if you're on TikTok, feel free to request. Good morning, caller. Name, age, and where are you calling from?
Hi, my name is Mickey Mouse. I'm from New York.
Oh, okay.
And I'm 4 years old.
And now you're gone. I never really fucked with Mickey Mouse like that either, so. But you might want to go see a therapist, bro. To be honest with you. Like, if this is what you're doing with your free time, therapy should be in the very near future for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, just consider it. Just a thought. Just a thought. Mickey Mouse definitely needs fucking therapy. Yeah, I never really fucked with Mickey like that. Never really was my thing. Yeah, so I don't know. But again, I told y'all I didn't really watch cartoons when I was a kid. Wasn't my jam. Like, I'd much rather be outside playing or doing other shit. So, but how you doing this morning, son?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. That's good. You sleep okay?
Yeah.
Good, good. You have some water this morning?
I just drunk some.
Why don't you go down and put some ice and some cold water in there?
Okay.
My man. Shout out to the YouTube mods, by the way. I still don't think that the people on YouTube have figured out that, like, I don't like read the comments on YouTube. But I don't know. Maybe they'll figure it out one day, because they've been there yelling at themselves. Because, like, I'll get a screenshot every now and then. I'm like, sheesh. Am I in somebody's pocket? I don't know if that's a train, or I'm in somebody's pocket, or if they're digging a hole to bury a body. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know what's going on over there. Yeah, it did sound like some bad windshield wipers. It did. But we'll go back to some news stories while we're waiting for the next caller. So we've already talked about Musk retweeting more Yahtzee propaganda. This should be good. This should be good. So apparently 40. Well, you know what's before I even talk about this, I just want you guys to understand something about how polling works. So when they do polling, when these organizations do polling, they poll people who are registered voters who are most likely to vote, meaning they voted in a recent election, like one of the last 2 or 3 elections, right? So that's how they do it. And so if we look, at the polls, they're not asking like all American citizens. They're just asking the people that have participated in the voting process. And of the people that have participated in the voting process, what they call is likely voters, right? 47% of likely voters are not approving of Jimothy. Not interested in Jimothy at all. They think that Donald Trump is doing a shit job. But then on the flip side of that, 47% of likely voters also believe that he is doing a good job. So obviously that's not 50. I mean, that's not 100%. It still leaves 6% of the likely voters who neither approve nor disapprove of him. But I think, and this is just a speculation, but I think that that's not going to hold up for very much longer. I think that disapproval rating is going to get significantly higher here in the next few days. And, I don't believe that the stock market can continue to sustain these types of hits. Oh shit, sorry, I didn't know my volume was up on my phone. Continue to sustain these types of hits and his approval rating stay in the 40s at all, to be honest with you. I don't think that a lot of people understand what is happening. This recession that we're headed towards, this depression that we headed towards, is manufactured. It's intentionally manufactured. While they're distracting you with all of the stuff about immigrants and the trans community and queer people and, so on and so forth, they're tanking the stock market so that them and their billionaire buddies can buy the stock back, buy those stocks really low to make themselves more rich. It's called market manipulation. And it's weird. It's honestly weird that you guys don't see what's going on. And the funny, I'm like a fucking prophet. No bullshit. No rads. Good morning.
Good morning.
Have you had some water and said something kind about yourself?
I have not gotten out of bed, so no.
Did we or did we not have this conversation before the election?
We did.
And didn't I tell you
Yeah.
that, like, this is exactly what was going to happen?
No, you definitely did. You definitely did.
And here we are.
Yep.
And here we are. I heard a lot of people talking about, because I was watching a couple of lives this morning. They were like, well, gas prices are down. I wonder if you looked up why gas prices are down. I wonder if anybody looked up why they're down. Because they're not going down for a good reason. They're not going down for a good reason at all. They're going down not because of policy changes. It had nothing to do with policy changes. And it has everything to do with the market failing.
Yeah, each one of the different, like the S&P, the NASDAQ, Dow Jones are all dipping every single day, just in decline. Like yesterday we looked at it. Yesterday, the day before, S&P was down 500. Dow was down just shy of 2%, and the NASDAQ was down, what was it, like 3%? Like the markets are doing terrible.
Mm-hmm. The Energy Information Administration is forecasting an average daily production of 13.5 million barrels of oil in 2025, which is up 200 barrels a day from 2024. But that pace was reached during the last 3 months of Joe Biden's presidency. So we're not actually like drilling anymore. That's not happening, right? The recent drop in prices is due to a classic imbalance of supply and demand. Rather than the expectation for a Trump-fueled surge in domestic oil production, OPEC Plus, a major group of oil exporting nations, announced plans earlier this month to increase production over the next 16 months. And there are signs of a weak demand for oil on the horizon, especially in major China-consuming countries like China. And why is that? Because China is not going to be buying oil from us any longer.
Nope.
Or the people that we do business with, which is ultimately going to fuck us.
Yep. Correct me if I'm wrong, but typically, even when the market is in a downward trend over several days, typically at opening, the market is up a little bit. Just because it's the start of the trading day. Because it's only like 10 o'clock. Somebody was like, oh, the market's up a little bit today. And I don't feel like that's abnormal.
No.
But it's only 10:15 on the East Coast, which means Donald Trump hasn't had much time to tweet or be on TV. So I wouldn't count on it being a continued upward trend for the day.
Right. Not me neither. Another thing that I don't think people have taken into account is if oil prices drop too low, like if Russia or Saudi decides to flood the market with oil, what would happen would be they would price the American oil out of the market because it is exponentially more expensive to drill oil here in the United States and to refine oil, which we have a lot less oil refineries in the United States. Thanks, Donald Trump, for losing us 16 fucking refineries. But it'll slow production in the United States tremendously.
Siobhan's asking to explain the continuing resolution vote, but I'm not sure what it is that they want explained. I just woke up. I am working night shift tonight, guys. I woke up because the people outside want me to go outside and fight them. But I don't even know if the Senate voted this morning or not. Like, I have no idea what's happening in the news.
What I can tell you, so the Senate Democrats said that the vast majority said that they're going to reject the bill. But people like Chuck Schumer, plan
So
on working to pass the vote.
Chuck
And if
Schumer
he
initially
doesn't,
said
oh, go ahead.
Chuck Schumer initially said that they were not going to vote to pass it, and then something happened behind closed doors, and now he's advocating for it to be passed. So they've turned over and shown their bellies, and I'm not sure exactly why, because they talked hella shit about the continuing resolution. So it's also triggered some Democrats within the House and the Senate to start encouraging AOC to primary Chuck Schumer. So that's something that we might see in the future, is that AOC goes for his Senate seat.
Yeah, she slammed Chuck Schumer. She said there's a deep sense of outrage and betrayal. That's what she told reporters last night, referring to Schumer's decision. And this is not just about progressive Democrats. This is across the board, the entire party. Schumer, who previously said Democrats would not provide the needed votes to advance the House bill, argued passing the CR is less about its contents, but rather the looming threat of a government shutdown. The Republican bill is a terrible option, Schumer said on the Senate floor. It's deeply partisan. It doesn't address far too many of this country's needs, but I believe allowing Donald Trump to take even much more power via government shutdown is a far worse option. His words echo the sentiments of Senator John Fetterman, who has also said he would vote in favor of the continuing resolution if it was approved by the House. We don't agree with what's been sent to us, but if we withhold our votes, that is going to shut down the government. I think that's one of our core responsibilities in the Senate or in the government here, to not ever allow the government to shut down.
That's bullshit.
Yeah. AOC said their approach is incorrect and labeled their pending vote as a slap in the face to voters. There are members of Congress who have won Trump-held districts in some of the most difficult territory in the United States, who walked the plank and took innumerable risks in order to defend the American people, in order to defend Social Security, Medicaid, and Medicare. Just to see Senate Democrats even consider acquiescing to Elon Musk, I think is a huge slap in the face.
And I agree with her. It's this is why we're in this mess, right? Because Democrats consistently try to play respectability politics. They try to get along. Like, the time for this shit is over. We've shut down the government how many fucking times?
Right.
Shut it down. Shut it down. Because Republicans have no problem kicking and screaming and throwing a fucking temper tantrum and shutting down the government when they don't get their way. Shut it down.
Yeah.
So if you guys feel so inclined, you can in fact call the Capitol switchboard and get Chuck Schumer's office and give him a piece of your mind.
But I mean,
that goes for your actual representatives themselves.
Yeah, and this is precisely why I said there's no chance in hell that I was ever support fucking Democratic Party, liberalism, or certainly not conservatives. Like, these people that are elected officials are employees of the American people. At the end of the day, they're supposed to serve our interests, and none of them do. Literally none of them. They serve the interest of corporations. Like, what's crazy to me? Conservatives like hunting and fishing and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, four-wheeling and being out in the woods and nature and shit like that. At least I know that the people that are avid hunters and fishers, oftentimes in, rural areas or areas where hunting and fishing is, a major part of their society, their, upbringing. And then they'll vote for, on behalf of these corporations that'll destroy the waterways, tear down the forests, eliminate, like, the population of the things that you hunt and fish. And you're like, oh, okay, I'm cool with that.
Yep.
And I'm like, what the fuck? What does that mean? What do you mean?
They're stupid. They'll blame it on Democrats. For those of you who want to call, I put the Capitol switchboard number in the chat. It's 202-224-3121, and you can ask for your senator's office, and just tell them how you feel about it. If nothing less, inundate them with phone calls. I
Son,
can't wait to call Rick Scott
why you so
later.
quiet this morning?
I'm tired.
You ready to go back to school?
No.
You ready for spring break to be over?
No.
Why not?
Because who wants to just go to school?
Huh?
I said, who wants to just go to school?
Get an education. You don't want to be like a magaboo when you grow up, do you?
Not really.
You don't want to be a field maga, do you? Porch maga. That's not what I want for you. I didn't work hard all my life for you to grow up and be a fucking like one of these dumbass gravy seals.
It's okay. That's not what I want for myself.
Huh?
I said that's not what I want for myself.
It's not what you want for yourself. I hear you. Anywho, the call line is open. So if you would like to call in and discuss any of the topics on the background, feel free to do so. The number is 407-900-1693. The only comments that I see are the ones on TikTok, and that's from subscribers only. So if you're commenting on any of the other platforms, whether it be YouTube, Twitch, Kick, unless you send like a super chat or one of the highlighted chats on those platforms, it doesn't even come across my screen. I don't even see it. So just so you're aware, if there's anything that you feel like you want me to hear or see, you're going to have to use the phone line. That's why it's there. Cool. Well, who didn't see that coming? It's being reported that Michigan swing voters now regret supporting erratic Trump. They said he's acting like a dictator. He told you he was going to do that shit.
Did you talk about Candace Owens' post?
Oh, shit. I forgot about that. I would play it, but that shit is so fucking long, though.
Nah, that is a long video.
So, here, if anybody knows Mike the Professor, or Professor Mike, or whatever, I call him Baby Shark. I like to call him Baby Shark because his teeth look like a fucking can opener. But anywho, if anybody knows Baby Shark was on live yesterday saying that if you were born in the United States but your parents are undocumented immigrants, then you're not a citizen.
Because he's dumb.
That the 14th Amendment does not grant people
Professor
born in the United
Dumbass.
States. Yeah. So, news to me. News to me.
So, essentially what Candace Owens was saying was that Mahmoud Khalil, who was the person who was arrested, was a legal resident of the United States.
Yeah, green card
And he
holder.
was not on a student visa. He was on a green card with permanent residency. And that, who was it? Marco Rubio or JD Vance? One of them said that they can revoke his green card status, and they intend on doing so. He's married. His wife is pregnant. They accused him of being a mastermind and an H group supporter. But have provided no evidence as such. Right now, it looks like they just arrested a brown guy and are blaming him for some shit, essentially just for being a brown guy. And Candace Owens is actually speaking out against it, about the arrest of Mahmoud Khalil, and is surprisingly going against what the Republican Party is doing. So that's the gist of the video. It's a long video, but she does break down what happened and what we do know and what they're claiming and how they don't align. And I was watching it and I'm like, what the fuck? I agree with Candace Owens.
Right. Well, what I will say is, as a green card holder, even as an undocumented immigrant in the United States, you're still protected by the Fifth Amendment. You are still, afforded the rights to due process, unless, the only exception would be like if you actually committed, a terrorist act. and that hasn't happened. When when the press secretary was out, I'm not even gonna try to remember her fucking name anymore. Just the one that's
No
married
Lips
to the
Barbie?
old dude. Yeah. that one chick that's married to the old dude. But anywho,
Becky.
Yeah, we'll just call her Becky. Becky, the press secretary, said that. Oh shoot! Did I don't? If I requested, remove it. Said that. Sorry. That he was handing out pamphlets with the H groups logo on them.
Yeah, they're handing out leaflets with pro-age group propaganda that included their logo or their graphic. I don't know, whatever.
Somebody sent me an interesting message from YouTube. Hold on a second. Here. You know what? I got it.
So
Here, I'm gonna play something on the background from.
So while you set it up, I'll just finish what you were
ahead.
what you were saying. What Becky said. So Becky said that she had these flyers. That she was given these flyers, and they're sitting on her desk. But for some reason, this evil mastermind, this fucking genius that she is, didn't bring them to the press briefing. If she had brought them to the press briefing and showed the press and the American people what he had been distributing, then it all would have been put to bed. But she did not, because they don't fucking exist. At least not yet. They probably fabricated them.
She has no flyer sitting on her desk because she had something that she was going to prove, and she needed to show the American people that they were justified. Then they literally would have done it. They want to know, no Rads. They wanted to know what you look like on YouTube. I was being told, so I just figured, you know what I'm saying, I'd give them a little present.
Why they want to know what I look like? Were they telling me I was ugly?
Oh yeah, they said that you weigh like 700 pounds.
In case you guys are interested, I'm 5'6". I weigh 130 pounds, and even with no makeup on, I'm still hotter than you will ever be, or your wife, or your sister girlfriend will ever be on their best day. So,
Sister girlfriend is crazy.
Yeah, like when your family tree is a wreath. And
well, that was an interesting picture.
And
I always make weird faces.
Yeah, when your family tree is a wreath and you have like less than 12 teeth, you should probably shut the fuck up. I mean, I don't know. You should probably just shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know why we bother arguing with the Porch Magas anymore. Like, don't the boss got something for you to do?
The crazy thing is, if they went to your page, they can see me on every fucking thumbnail.
Right.
I'm right there.
I know. Like, literally, if you just click the fucking the page, you would see what they look like. Yeah. So, your cousin sent you a booty call text message. You should answer that shit. You ain't got shit else to do. You just hanging out here anyway.
They sent you a text message that said clapping cheeks, but since they can't spell, it said jap cheeks.
You ain't got shit going on anyway. Go get you some of that. Go get you some of that. I wonder what it's like to be in a fucking cult, though. You know what's crazy to me? Is how much they claim that Trump's not a racist and they're not racist and shit like that. And then all they ever say is racist shit. And then they have the nerve to, I thought y'all were the tolerant left. And you know what I'm saying? Y'all are so hateful. All you do is hate. And then they're constantly calling people names, constantly using slurs, constantly being racist and xenophobic and transmissic and homomissic. And then they don't understand why people would call them fucking deplorable. Like, you're just shitty people. You're shitty people. I'm glad that women don't want to date conservative men. I'm glad that y'all aren't having kids. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm glad that they would rather, you know what I'm saying, flush your babies down the fucking toilet than give birth to them. And I'm also glad that Trump won. Because now you broke bitches are going to have to suffer like all the people that you've treated like shit for years. You know what I'm saying? Like, now y'all are going to have to suffer the same shit of all the people you look down your nose at. So, congratulations. Bravo the fucko. Tell me what it's like to be a field MAGA. I'd love to know. I'd love to know. Tell me what it's like to not be able to read. Tell me what it's like to not know what the fucking Constitution says.
Since we're on the subject of field whites, gentlemen, and I use that term loosely in the chat on YouTube, when you take a shower, you need to actually apply friction with soap and water to your butt crack. That is how washing works. You're welcome.
Yeah, wash your ass, weirdos.
And your testicles. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, wash your ass. Anywho. Now we got that out of the way.
Me too. I'm going to go harass them.
Okay, have fun.
I have another device.
Oh, look at you. You mean you have multiple devices?
I do. I'm not a field white.
I think other people went over there to harass them too.
Yes. Gang gang.
That's hilarious. Well, hey, listen, it is Friday. It's a great day to be alive. I hope that everybody is having an amazing Friday and saying kind things about themselves and drinking water and taking their medication and whatnot. So, Kevin Schmidt, what up, buddy?
Hi. Sorry, I was tapping.
Oh, well, you're here now. Now you got to say hello.
Hello, Jones. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, buddy. How about yourself?
I'm doing great.
Glad to hear it. Have you had some water today?
Oh, yeah. Water, coffee. Now I'm going to feed my birds.
Oh, good. What kind of birds do you have?
I have 7 birds.
7?
Yeah.
Like inside the house?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. What kind of birds are they, though?
They're a blue-fronted Amazon,
Yeah,
one lovebird.
Yeah, I don't know what one of those are.
They're tropical birds.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I want to, man, I keep forgetting what they're called.
Man,
macaw. I want one of those.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I want
those are fun.
Yeah. I would love to have a macaw. I watch them like fly around at Disney all the time, and that shit is so fucking beautiful, man. Like, it's almost like you are, on a tropical island or in the like the Amazon or whatever. It's dope. I love it.
Yeah, it's cool.
So, but anyways, all right, Kevin. Well, I hope you have a good one, man. You take it
You
easy.
too, John.
All right.
Yep. You can drop me.
I got you.
Thank you.
Yep. Hey, guys, we got 640 in the spin goal. 640 in the spin goal. There's like 900 people in here. We should be able to knock that out today. If we clear the 640, I'll give away a shirt today. I'll give one away just to a random person, a random donator. And then you get to win one of No Raz's exclusive sets from their store if your name is selected from the wheel. So you have multiple chances to win. Who knows? You might get selected as the random person to get a shirt, and you also might win on the wheel too. Cash App, PayPal, tip jar, all in the link tree. If you need Venmo, that's going to be in NoRads' link, or it's NoRads5 for those of you who don't know. In addition to that, oh yeah, Andromeda did get a free shirt, and they have their shirt now. Yep, sure did. In addition to that, excuse me, if we do the 640, and then if we do a total of 1,000 for the day, we'll do 2 names off of the wheel. We'll do 2 names. Thank you, Erica. Appreciate you. We'll do 2 names off the wheel today. So same deal as yesterday, essentially. Same deal as yesterday, essentially. So now you have twice as many chances to win. Twice as many. The call line is open, so if anybody would like to call in, the number is 407. Oh, sorry, Sasha, I didn't mean to do that. 407 900 1693. You see it right there on the screen in the background. So feel free to call in if you're on Twitch or Kick or YouTube. Feel free to call in. Yeah, I do think that Chuck Schumer should be primaried. To be honest with you, if you're over, oh wow, Kiki, thank you so much. You're amazing. Big W Kiki for the $130, and thank you also C Johns. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. I think that if you're like over the age of 65 in general, and I'm not trying to be ageist, I'm really not, but it's time, it's past time to stop letting people who are fucking ancient, you know what I'm saying, like run our government. It's past time. Like, they don't have new ideas. Thank you, Nicole. They don't have new ideas. They're out of touch with the rest of society. The vast majority of them are participating like insider trading and other, nefarious bullshit. Thank you so much for the gifted subs, man. I appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing. If you got a gifted sub, make sure you're thanking the person who gifted the sub to you. But yeah, like your Chuck Schumers, your Mr. Turtle himself, Mitch McConnell, your Nancy Pelosi's, like all of those old, the old guard, as I like to call it. Like, get rid of those people. Like, get people who represent the majority of American citizens. And also, like, fuck the party line nonsense. Like, why the fuck do y'all care if they're red or blue, Republican or Dem? Like, since when did policies not fucking matter? Like, why aren't you guys focusing on the policy? Like, why aren't y'all considering what they're going to do for you to improve your material conditions or the material conditions of the people that you care about? Like, why isn't that your motivation for voting? You know what I mean? That should be your motivation to vote. Is, hey, what is this person going to do to make the country a better place and not harm people? Good morning, Uptown. What's up?
Hey, good morning. Good morning. I got a question.
Sure.
Because I know we all don't agree with, the tariffs and stuff like that on the countries.
Right.
What can we do in America to, be able to have our allies and also profit in the country?
I'm sorry, what's that now?
I was asking, like, I don't agree with the tariffs on the countries and stuff like that. I do believe in allies. I do believe in helping neighbors and stuff like that. What can we do to be able to help our neighbors and also profit as a country?
Start taxing the ultra wealthy. That'll never happen.
That's a good one.
I mean, that's literally, there's no reason in the world that the average citizen pays, nearly 30% of their income in taxes, and then an additional 15 to 20% of their income for fucking health insurance, and then an additional 10 or more percent for childcare for their children, right? And then fucking damn near half the people in the United States pay half of their income for fucking a roof over their head. And then we wonder why people are living fucking paycheck to paycheck. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah, I'm definitely living paycheck to paycheck.
And these struggling people, you know what I'm saying, that live in predominantly red states, in predominantly red areas, and vote predominantly red, are voting for the billionaires who are the reason they're fucking living paycheck to paycheck. The reason that their gas prices are high, the reason that their grocery prices are high, the reason that they can't buy a house, the reason that, you know what I'm saying, like their taxes keep going up. And they're like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I haven't been fucked enough. Here's a bottle of lube. Give me some more. Y'all might as well buy some lingerie and put it on for them. You ain't even requiring that they take you out on a date. Y'all
Should
some,
at least spit on it.
y'all some floozies. Y'all some regular old streetwalkers. What do they call them? Jezebels? I fucking love that word. Y'all some Jezebels. Giving it up easy like that. Y'all should be ashamed. Y'all gonna go in front of God like that? What's Jesus gonna say about you when you get?
I heard you called for a Jezebel.
I did. Y'all some Jezebels. That's what we should call MAGA bells. Oh shoot, we got a phone call. See what's going on here. Hello, caller. Name, age, and where you calling from?
Will from Philly.
Will from Philly. What's your age?
34.
All right, Will from Philly. What would you like to talk about?
You was talking about taxes and everything like that, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I would like to see the marginal tax rate so far as in on the billionaires be raised to back when like the 60s when they had the highest marginal tax rate and everything was kind of booming coming off of the Great Depression and all that.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be honest, I voted for Trump.
Well,
and the reason why I voted for Trump is
counterintuitive.
Hold on. I'm going to tell you the reason why I voted for Trump.
Sure.
Because when the Democrats are in power, everybody is asleep. And they allow the Democrats to do even worse things than what Trump is doing.
Like
but
what?
it just go unnoticed.
Like what?
Huh?
Like what?
Like they do basically the same things.
Like what?
the marginal tax rate keeps dropping
Democrats
for billionaires.
Democrats raised the marginal tax rate. Clinton did and Obama did. They both raised the taxes on the rich.
What about Biden?
But they gave more loopholes and stuff like that.
They gave
so
more loopholes to people like you and me. Like child tax. They had higher child tax credits. They had more itemized deductions.
Hold on, because I can agree with that, but at the same time, that's like a deal with the devil.
Why
like
so?
you a deal with the devil. Like you ever heard of like it's like usually like when you make a deal with the devil, or you make a wish with a bad jinn, they give you the things that you like. You ask for like $100, and they give you 100 like male deer. instead of $100. So it's just like you don't get exactly what you want. You get something that's a distortion of what you want, and it seems like they're doing something for you, but it's actually keeping you in the same place.
How so?
Like we can go for like COVID. A lot of the wages in COVID started to go up because a lot of people wasn't going to work. So a lot of businesses had to start to compete to keep employees. So they started raising the wages. Like even minimum wage was starting to go up to like $12. Like McDonald's was hiring people at like $13 an hour or whatever. Now, mind you, when that happened, what happened after that? We had this mysterious motherfucking supply chain thing happen, and then all of a sudden this was
What's
before.
mysterious about that?
Hold on, because you seem like you hold on. This is something. Oh, this is one of my other problems. Hold on. This is one of my other.
Bro, I'm not even talking. Why do you keep saying hold on?
Because I'm understanding that you're making an excuse for everything that
I haven't said a word.
Yes, you did. Every time is.
Dog, he hasn't said anything.
I haven't said anything. What are you talking about?
The whole time.
Yo, all right. Look. I already know you're gonna make an excuse for the Democrats.
I'm not a Democrat.
So already, but look, we can go back into the conversation. But
A black man supporting the Republicans.
Bro, hold on. No, I need you to pause for a second, bro. We just need to have a baseline here. I don't give a fuck about any Democrats, bro. Like bury them bitches at the bottom of the sea. I don't give a fuck.
No, you do.
Bro, you're being mad weird right now, bro. You're moving mad weird.
No, I'm not.
Yeah. No, you really are.
No, I'm not.
You really are, bro. You arguing with yourself. You kept saying, hold up. And I'm literally sitting here dead ass quiet.
I'm talking, and hold on. What was I talking and wasn't you?
Dog,
like,
you've been talking to yourself,
You've
bro.
been talking to yourself, nigga. I didn't say shit.
What are you talking about? You said the Democrats, they the ones who raised it. They raised the merger tax click. Like,
that's a fact. I was just stating a fact.
But were you interrupting?
Bro, this is my show. If I want to talk, I'm gonna fucking talk.
No, you can say excuse me.
I don't have to say a goddamn motherfucking thing to you.
No, all right.
Yo, bro, you better check yourself, homie. You got the wrong one today.
I'm not getting upset.
Yo, bro, check yourself. I'm dead ass. Bro, check yourself. Hey, bro, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut your dumb ass up. I didn't say shit to you, bro. Stop coming on here crying. If you want to cry to your mom, cry to your girlfriend, cry to your fucking therapist. I don't give a shit about none of the shit you talking about. Bro, make your point or get the fuck off my line.
I'm trying to have a conversation. You just
golly, man. Yo, this is why this is specifically why black women don't fuck with black men no more. This is why. Y'all act like some whole bitches, man.
I have a wife.
Yeah, she probably don't respect you. She probably getting dick down right now.
That's funny. She's actually. I'm not even gonna speak on that. But anyway,
somebody long stroking that shit right now. Every time you at work, they laying pipe.
Anyway, I have a wife, so we're not even gonna get on that. I don't even know why
that baby not yours.
Throwing those things away. But anyway, going back to the conversation.
Yeah, you got real calm all of a sudden. That's funny.
What are you? I was already calm.
Yeah, if you ain't messing around, I'll send my girl to take your girl.
Oh my shit! This sound like goofy stuff.
And
what are
Will.
you talking about?
And Will.
This is goofy shit.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So, like I said, get your shit together, bro. Talk like you got some fucking sense.
But
I've been talking like I got sense.
Okay. All I did was state a fact. Democrats raised the marginal tax rate. That's it. If that makes your butt hurt, you know what I'm saying? Call your therapist.
When did I act like I was? Oh my. Anyway, we gonna get past that because I ain't no bitch ass nigga. This is bitch ass nigga shit you doing. Anyway.
Well, like I was saying earlier, a black man supporting the Republicans makes about as much sense as a chicken supporting Colonel Sanders.
Anyways, go ahead, bro.
But anyway, hold on. The reason why I supported Trump is because I needed Democrats to wake up. I was actually a Democrat, but I understand that.
Did you have breakfast this morning, bro?
Y'all don't fight.
Did you have breakfast this morning? I'm not a Democrat. Stop saying y'all. You have breakfast this morning?
What are you talking about? Y'all are Democrats.
I'm not a fucking Democrat. Bro, how many times I say I'm not a fucking Democrat? I'm a communist.
Why are you getting bad?
I'm a communist. I am a communist.
No, you're a Democrat, bro.
Okay.
Sir,
Right. What'd you have for breakfast this morning?
You
Bro, shut the fuck up. God damn. Y'all the weakest fucking link, man. Y'all are the weakest fucking link. The weakest
Guys,
link, bro.
if you voted for Trump because you thought you were going to stick it to the Democrats, may I kindly remind you that you didn't teach them any lessons. You didn't teach them to be any more oppositional to the Republicans, because all they're doing right now in the Senate is capitulating to their bullshit. So all you did was give the Republicans more power. Good job, dummy.
Yeah. You the Democrat, bro. Like, you the one bending it over. Anywho. Hey, yo, TikTok, I'll be right back. You know I'm going to have to restart. Yo, I'm so tired of these fucking coons, man. I swear to God. So fucking tired of these goddamn coons. You're a Democrat. Like, you can tell when a motherfucker has never read a book before. Like, no revolutionary black person ever aligned themselves with a fucking party. Never. Dr. King was not, you know what I'm saying, a part of a political party. Malcolm X was not part of a political party. James Baldwin, Angela Davis, you know what I'm saying, Huey P. Newton, Fred Hampton, whoever the politician was that was going to move the agenda for black people is who they put their support behind. Period. Period. Imagine this fucking aligning yourself as a black person with a whole gang of white people. All the politicians are fucking white for the most part. Like, y'all is fucking weird, man. Fuck about nobody dumbass political party. I care about people. It's time y'all figure out how to do the same. Put this stupid party shit behind you and start, you know what I'm saying, concerning yourself with what's good for American citizens. Because if you don't start doing that, you ain't going to have a country that, you know what I'm saying, where there's people you can vote for any longer. All you have to do is listen to who people tell you they are. That's it. That's all. You just got to listen to who people tell you they are. They'll tell you exactly who they are. All right, the call line is still open. So for those of you who want to call in, feel free to do so. 407 900 1693. What we not going to do though is, you know what I'm saying, sit here and fucking cry and whine and obfuscate. I'm not interested in that, any of that. If you have something to say, just fucking say the shit you got to say. Nobody wants to hear you come up here and complain. This is not a fucking free therapy session.
Mason, he doesn't argue with the chat on YouTube. If you want to come up and call so that he can actually have a conversation with you to dispute whatever it is that you're saying, or you can dispute whatever it is that he's saying, then call. But he's not going to answer you in the comments. Like, fuck off.
Yeah. Like, church on that. I'm damn sure not about to argue with somebody in the comment. I don't even see your dumbass comments, so. Sorry about that. Had to answer the phone real quick. But anywho, yeah, like I'm not gonna sit here and have somebody come up here and just, you know what I'm saying, like say a whole bunch of shit that is not factual and then not correct it. And then have them cry about me correcting it. So it's fucking stupid. Like, bro was literally sitting in here having to argue with himself. Arguing with himself. Hold on a second. Let me see this real quick. There we go.
Mods on YouTube.
Hmm?
Jones will mute whatever he wants to mute. If people are saying dumb stuff, just please stop deleting their comments. Just let them talk. If they're not using slurs or any of the isms, let them say what they want to say. Jones told you guys that like numerous times. Please stop doing that.
Sorry, I'm trying to. I think somebody on TikTok asked if I would allow friendlies to come up. Sorry, Sasha, I didn't mean to do that shit. I keep doing that shit every time because you're at the top of the list every time. Yeah, if somebody wants to come up and ask a question real quick, I don't mind that. I'm not gonna just keep people sitting on the panel the whole time though. But if you have a question, you can come up and ask your question. I'll give you a couple of minutes to ask it. Soundwave, what's up? Oh, that's loud. Oh, shit. What's up? Nah, bro, can't do that. That's way too goddamn loud. Like, yo, that's gonna... Yeah.
Please don't request into the box if you're in the dryer.
Right. That shit was loud. Oh, shit. I got Do Not Disturb on. My bad, y'all. The call line is back open. You can call now. I apologize. I had Do Not Disturb on. That's my fault. The call line is open. My apologies. Yo, bro, like sounded. He didn't sound like he was flying a plane. He sounded like he was standing on the wing of the plane. That shit was crazy. Shit. Good morning, caller. Name, age, and where you calling from?
I'm Kenneth, 23, calling from Texas.
Kenneth from
just
Texas.
kinda,
What's going on, buddy?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Just kind of stumbled across your live stream. Seemed cool, but I just wanted to say, what do you think about the Tim Walz going to red districts thing, and kind of him getting back out there and just kind of actually connecting the dots, unlike all of the other corrupt corporate Dems that just want to let everything kind of fall apart?
What do you mean? When you say, like, first of all, like, I'm gonna
I
be honest with you.
mean the corporate, just big money donors, that kind of thing.
Big money donors exist all across politics.
No, I know. I think that's one of the biggest issues. I mean, like, if I could change one thing, I'd probably repeal Citizens United. But
Absolutely. But you do realize that, you know what I'm saying, like, the Republican Party takes far more donations from super PACs and big pharma, big insurance, you know, the oil companies. I mean, you name it. So I just don't know why we always are like isolating one and not addressing the whole.
No, I think
like
it's
none of these
important to
people have
address
your
the
best
whole.
interests in mind. None of them.
Well, I guess that's one of the reasons I highlight Walz, just because he's one of the only people not to trade any kind of stocks. The only significant campaign finance contribution he ever had whenever he was in Congress was from the NRA. And then after Parkland, he donated all of that to all of that which had been paid up to him throughout his entire congressional career. He donated all of that away. He doesn't have like a significant amount of assets. He doesn't have, and like, I think just like, I don't know. I think it's just a lot more important that if we're gonna try and still use the apparatus that we have to try and really dig into people's backgrounds more, and not just kind of, I don't know, not play sports team with it in terms of just, the other side is obviously so much worse. But if we don't start holding the people that are supposedly the opposition or supposedly on our side to account, like holding them actually accountable for the shit they do, both in Congress, both at state levels, whatever, it just feels there's nothing that's going to change.
No, I agree. Money, there needs to be term limits for sure. And money needs to be taken out of politics. Like, has to be taken out of politics.
Corporations are people until they have to pay taxes.
Right. Exactly that. Exactly that. Like, they get to, you know what I'm saying, vote as if they're people, but they don't have to participate in the rest of society as if they're people.
And I just think that I feel like it's also really important right now, just to, as so much of government is being actively dismantled, I think it's really, really important to just kind of illustrate to people, like, this is the kind of stuff it's already has been doing for you. Because the whole idea of all this fraud, like, it's just buzzwords. It doesn't actually mean anything. And these people that are dismantling it have clearly never, ever worked in actual government institutions with any kind of sincerity before.
Right. No, I mean, I don't disagree with you at all. I don't think that the vast majority of, you know, these politicians, and certainly not corporations, ever had the best interest of the American people in mind or at heart.
Anyway,
And so,
just wanted to highlight that.
Yeah. So, I mean, until we remove them, you know, we're going to keep having more of the same. And this is why we need people like Chuck Schumer the fuck out of office.
Oh, Schumer, Jeffries, Schlotkin, they can all get the fuck out.
Yep, I agree.
Like, I mean, like, it's also just like, people need to just be, like, you should just have streams where you just go through open secrets, just look at everyone's campaign finance contributions and their voting record.
Yep.
And you'll see exactly who these politicians who are supposed to represent us, who they actually represent. And it's people just, and I'm guilty of this myself. I mean, I after 2020, I absolutely tuned out for a while because, I mean,
More of the
just trying to
same.
like
Status
be a
quo.
normal person again.
Yep.
But you can't. You got to be on their necks at all times. Because the second you look away, they're gonna do some shit to fuck you over.
Yep, I agree. All right, bro. Well, I appreciate your call, man.
All
right. Call line is back open. Hey, guys, I can only accept one caller at a time, just so you know. So those of you who called in while somebody was on the line, that's why I did not answer your call. I can't have multiple people on the phone. The call line is, in fact, back open. Kiki, if you had some water this morning, say something kind about yourself.
I just had water and I'm about to refill it and have some more.
Good.
And I always say something kind about myself.
I'm glad to hear it. Well, I'm going to leave this in y'all's hands for just a second. I need to step away for just a moment. So, Quentin, you can take over. If somebody calls into the line, you know how to do it, right? It's right there.
Q took over last night at 2K.
Sure did kick my ass in 2K. But I mean, like I said, he gets to sit around and fucking play 2K all the time. You know what I'm saying? I got to do work shit so that I can pay for it, his books and his tires and whatever other crazy shit he asked for money for.
You got a TV right here.
What does that mean?
Just so everybody knows this, right? I do spend countless hours on 2K. I'm at almost 500 hours, but that's not the point, right? He has a TV.
If you have all them hours, you should be winning.
He has a TV right here in the office with nothing.
I've never played my PlayStation unless he was home from college at all.
Nothing on the screen that he could be practicing with.
Hello, caller. Name, age, and where you calling from?
My name's Mason.
Nathan?
I'm 38, and I'm from Las Vegas.
Nathan from Las Vegas. What's good, buddy? Hey, listen, Nathan, you can go ahead and talk to my son. I just got to step away for a second, but I'll be right back. Just make sure you don't use any slurs or anything like that. Cool. All right, bye.
All right, see ya. You can hear me all right?
Yeah, we can hear you. You said your name's Nathan?
It's Mason, M-A-S-O-N.
Oh, Mason.
I'm one of the randoms from the chat, you know what I mean?
No, you're good, buddy. So, what did you want to add to the conversation?
Hey, so I do have some experience in government. I started in the Air Force, doing air traffic control, airfield management, and then I left to the civilian sector to do overseas contracting. So, you remember George Bush, how he did that bullshit war in Iraq and then pretty much said everything with Halliburton.
Bush, I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, I understand. I was hoping your dad was around because he probably remembers that shit, but it's no good. Dick Cheney started the war in Iraq. Okay, no worries.
What was your question about George Bush?
So it's really to go into about like the fraud and the waste in the government and why it's so necessary that Elon and Trump are reducing the federal government spending to this degree, and they need to continue to do so, is because I have real world experience.
They raised the spending by $40 billion.
Well, they've cut a lot more, so it's like the law of averages.
No,
and I'm hoping they're going to keep cutting.
Here, I'll read it for you.
I'll check those numbers. Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Everything I've seen so far has been cuts into the billions and billions and billions in totality.
He said that Elon and Doge or whatever is necessary to cut
That's cute.
$1 billion.
That's cute. Oh, shit. I pulled out my aux cord.
Uh-oh.
Sorry about that, Mason.
I'm knowing already.
What were you saying?
No, you're okay.
God damn it, I did it again.
So,
hold on. You got to hold on because I can't hear you.
Sure.
Okay, I'm good now.
We good?
Yep, I'm good. Sorry about that. I sat on the aux cord and pulled it out of the headphones.
No.
Okay, what were you saying now?
I was just going into, so I was telling your boy just a slight background on me that I started in the Air Force and I did overseas contracting. I was a part of several multi-billion-dollar contracts.
Yeah.
One of them was Log Cap 5 in the Middle East, about $30 billion.
Yeah, I worked
So
for the Defense Contract Audit Agency during Bush's presidency, DCA.
Yeah, hey, I brought up Bush as a problem, as a matter of fact. Just for my political background, I'm an independent.
Okay.
But I did vote Republican this time around. I voted Libertarian last time around, but this one I voted because of Elon and RFK Jr. That's why I voted on the Trump ticket.
Hold on.
Sure.
There was no clear indication that Elon was going to be part of the cabinet or anything of that nature. So I don't know what you mean when you say you voted for Elon.
When he
And
came
then,
out and endorsed him.
okay, great. I don't know. I don't know how much you know about Elon's like background or whatever, but he's not.
Only he started companies.
Yeah, but he didn't start those
And
companies.
Twitter.
But he didn't.
I'm not sure. I mean, that's what I
PayPal.
believe to be true.
He didn't
but
start Tesla. He didn't start SpaceX. Like, he's never created anything ever. Like, literally ever.
Okay.
Like, he's just...
I'm not sure on that.
Yeah, his parents
Okay.
enslaved people in South Africa in gem mines. And then...
That sounds terrible. It's true.
It is. And
I guess
then they gave
I'll
him
have to
money,
look into
and then
that
he bought
stuff.
shit.
Oh, here
All right,
it
I'll
is.
have to look into that one. I'm not sure.
Okay,
So
but
the-
hold on before you go into that. And then as far as RFK, you mean the dude who like cut off the head of a whale and then strapped it to his family's minivan, and had whale guts like smacking his children in the face because he thought it would be a cool
I've never
thing to
even
own?
heard of that.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy, right? Or took
It's
a
true,
dead
that's
bear
crazy
baby.
shit.
It is, and he bragged about it on fucking in an interview. His daughter told the story
I didn't see that
too.
interview. That's wild.
And then his
If
daughter
that's true,
told the
that's just
story
wild.
too. Then he took a dead baby bear cub and put it in Central Park on a bicycle because he thought it was funny after going out and drinking with his friends. Like, those aren't the type of people that I want, you know what I'm saying, like, to be political leaders. They don't
If
sound
those
like...
are true, then yeah, I agree with you.
And
I
they
don't
are.
like that either.
Like, RFK is banned from several countries.
It's crazy. I'll look that up after the phone call.
Hold on.
He
Hold
does
on.
have
Move away
brain
from the
worms too.
individual.
Yeah, and he has brain worms. And he was he's a felon.
I mean, I know some good people that are felons, if we're going to be perfectly
Yeah.
honest. Like, some of them, yeah. I don't really hold too much on that one. I even think that felons should have the rights back for guns. I don't think you lose your right to defense over that. But anyway,
I mean, it
that's a
depends
different
on
matter.
what it is you did.
Yeah, I guess you could say that too. I was only calling in to kind of go over the national debt thing. Like, that's a concern for me. Like, when
How
we're
so?
paying
How
almost
does-
25%.
Sure. How does it affect your life?
Inflation is one of the mechanisms.
And
they
why
also
did...
have to raise taxes in order to cover the costs
Yep.
of the interest payments and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. So how did
that's-
one president add a third of the national debt, or excuse me, a quarter of the national debt by himself in 4 years?
I think it's all presidents are the problem, and the bureaucracy is the problem.
Well, I
I'm
can
not
put
really,
the chart
like-
on the background if you'd like. I can tell you exactly how much each president added and why. All the way from Reagan.
I can look at the chart. Yeah.
Reagan added 60%. 160%. George
Yeah, I think
W.
it's federal
Bush.
government in general. is the
George
issue.
W. Bush raised the national debt 42%, and then Barack Obama, because he had to bail out, the country because of W's, fucking mistakes, added 62%, and then Donald Trump contributed 39% in 4 years, which is, you know what I'm saying, like,
So do
damn
you
near
think,
twice the amount. If you would have given him 8 years, he would have done twice the amount as W, and you know what I'm saying, like $20 trillion or 20% more than Obama. Like, in 4 years he did that, and the vast majority of it came simply from him giving a tax break to the ultra wealthy, which did
So-
nothing for the economy.
Let me ask you a question then. And it seems like the theme from all presidencies, it's been up, 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 and up. And it's
Not
not just
Clinton.
the presidents, Congress too, right?
Not Clinton.
Clinton had a good run. Yep, I remember that.
But that's
He
'cause
was
of the
in
tech
black,
boom.
He had a positive.
Yeah, that's
we had-
'cause of
we
the
had a
tech boom.
positive- Yeah, the tech. Yeah, the
Yeah,
tech.
dot
I remember that.
com, the .com boom and shit.
The .com, yeah, and then the bubble hit afterwards. But yeah, that was good. I would like our country to find a way to not be in such massive crippling debt.
Yes. Stop.
I-
Fucking electing
As
conservatives.
Donald Trump
That
continues to
would
put
be the
us in
start.
debt.
What's that?
I said as
Well,
Donald Trump continues to put us in debt.
Yeah, like Donald Trump just spent $60 million taking undocumented immigrants to Guantanamo, 40 of them, and then bringing them back to the tune of $60 million.
Okay.
He's been spending American
I
taxpayer
don't like the
dollars
math.
on going to NASCAR races.
Yeah.
Super
The
Bowl.
Super
games,
Bowl.
play
That's
golf.
another what? What's 18 million plus 20 some odd million? So it's another nearly $40 million for him to go to a fucking NASCAR event and for him to go to the Super Bowl. And then that's not to mention his golfing trips.
Yeah, what's he spend? About 30% of his time golfing?
He spent I forgot how many days it was, but it was like, I think it was like 16 out of the 40 days that he was in office at the time.
All right.
Elon gets paid. Elon gets $8 million a day from our federal government. $8 million a day.
But
when are we going to start? What?
I'm sorry, for $8 million a day for what again?
For SpaceX and what's that shit called? The internet shit. I don't know why I can't think of it. Starlink. Yeah.
I think it's Starlink.
Yeah, he gets $8 million a day for government contracts. So he'll make over $3 billion from the federal government this year. Why aren't we auditing him?
He probably should be. I think all government contracts need to be audited. If you were experienced in the auditing, you know these people need audited. All of them.
So if you were going to audit, if Doge was doing audits, right, why wouldn't they bring in CPAs?
I'm not sure who's on their staff.
Yeah.
I think they're using AI to find the money trail.
That's not what they're using the AI for.
Oh, that's what he claimed. I think it was on Joe Rogan or something.
Yeah, it's not what they're using the AI for.
So I guess when it comes to spending and stuff for the immigration, according to the House Budget Committee, it was $150.7 billion and counting for the massive illegal immigration that was allowed to take place in the southern border.
No, we didn't have
that
an immigration problem at our southern border, outside of the fact that we don't have enough judges.
We don't have enough. Yeah, we definitely need more. We need more everything. More judges, more officers,
more
everything,
immigration
really, more
attorneys.
everything, the whole.
Yeah, sure. But we don't need, what we don't have, you know what I'm saying, is an issue with the amount of people coming here. As a matter of fact, we probably need more.
It's not so much the amount of people, it's that the people that are being sent up here they don't have jobs, they don't have anything lined up. They come up here and they have to be dependent on the government, which I don't want anyone to be dependent on the government.
That's not true. They add far more money to our economy than they take away. Far more.
I haven't seen anything supporting that argument.
Yeah, so yeah, sure, I'll put it on the screen.
Because I see a lot of, like, say in New York, for example.
I'll put it on the screen, but I don't know if you're even looking at YouTube because you're on the phone. I don't know if you're actually looking or not.
I think when I was doing it, it was like there's like a time lag. I think. Let me try again.
Well, no, it's okay. There will be a time lag. So I'll go over the numbers with you, and if you want me to put it on the screen, I'll definitely do that as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think it might be good for the viewers to see the references that you're talking about.
Yeah, give me 1 second, and then I'll put it on the screen.
Yeah, by all means. But while you're doing that, like, what opportunities do the illegal immigrants in New York have, like, for employment? There's so many.
Yeah.
In
How did they end up
area
there?
like New York? What are they going to do?
How'd they end up there?
Oh, because Texas was tired of it. I mean, to be fair, Texas ain't got
Does
all
Texas
that opportunity
get money?
either.
Does Texas get? Yes, they do. Does Texas get money from the federal government to provide for the immigrants that come across the border?
I'm not sure how much they get.
Yes.
I'd have to research that.
Millions, hundreds of millions. So why didn't they send the money along with the immigrants that they sent to New York?
If it's hundreds of millions of dollars from the federal government, that's what you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hundreds of millions?
Yep.
But according to the House Budget Committee, the cost of the illegals was $150 billion.
Yeah.
Like, they're not even playing the same sport with that amount of money.
Yeah, but they add more to the economy than they take out. I'm going to put it on the screen. Just give me 1 second.
Okay. But from the federal government aspect, with the funding, it's not enough. Because according to this, it's $150.7 billion, and if
I
they
just
get
wanna
like, let's say
clarify.
999 million, it's nothing, not enough.
Yeah, so they get over $100 million a year. Since the creation of DHS in 2003. Oh, no, that's the wrong one.
Okay.
Sorry, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ. So Texas has spent $148 million busing migrants to sanctuary cities, and they receive about $100 million each year for migrants.
So that's
for
like
migrant
overall
services.
250. We'll just round it up to 300 million a year, roughly. Is that right? So they received 150 and they spent 250, so it's like 400 actually. So like 400 million.
No, they
That sound
spent
right?
148 million busing people out. They receive roughly 100 million from the federal government to help the undocumented immigrants when they come across, in humanitarian aid. The entirety of what Texas has spent trying to keep undocumented immigrants out of their state is $10 billion.
Okay.
Don't you think that that's a bit
And-
ridiculous?
But if
To
you
spend
consider the amount
more,
of cost,
to spend more than you actually get.
okay, but it costs $150.7 billion to maintain.
That's across the entire nation.
Yeah, but
That's
most
not one
illegal immigration
country.
take place though.
What's that?
Most of it comes from Texas. Most
No,
of
that's
it
not
comes
true.
From, most of
No,
the illegals who come to that.
Well, first of all, we got to
Are we
stop
sure?
calling. Yes, first of all, we got to stop calling them illegals because that's crazy. Nobody's illegal.
But I mean, if I go to China, I'm gonna get fucked up, and
No,
I'll be
you
lucky
wouldn't.
to make it out of a camp.
No, you wouldn't. What are you talking about?
Yes, dude, I've been to China. I promise you, man. I'll be one of those damn slaves up in that camp in the Northeast. What they do to all those Uyghurs, man.
Sir, the Uyghurs
terrible,
that
bro.
are in those camps are in.
All the Mus-
Sir, they're not enslaved by China's government.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
You mean the Uyghurs are not enslaved up there?
Not by
And they're not
China's
having-
government. I didn't say that. I said not by China's government. These are
Then
totally
who's
different
doing
things.
it if not China?
Yeah, the other people in that region. It's not the It's not the Chinese government. But hold on one second.
Okay.
Because I want to do. We're bouncing around too much.
Yeah, do your thing.
Immigrant. All right, here, I'm going to put it on the screen really quickly. Show your source. Oh, I forgot I can just put it on. Well, that's fine. I can just leave it on there. Show your source. All right, let me take this frame off. That's not what I meant to do. All right, you should be able to see it on the screen now. I have it pulled up.
I can try. Since I'm in the call, I don't know.
No, that's fine. Well, I'll just go over it. So if we look at this chart, right, it says increase in revenues.
MPI? Is it?
Yeah, so it shows increase in revenue, right, in the surge in population, and then increase in revenue from changes in the economy, and then decrease in deficit due to the net effect of taxes paid by and benefits provided to immigrants in the surge in population and their children. Do you see how the amount of money, the decrease in deficit, you see how it's going down? And do you see how the amount that they pay into our system is going up? You see those green bars as opposed to the purple bar? The green bar, the orange bar, as opposed to the purple bar?
I can kind of see it. I'm on a phone, so I'll have to. Is this going to be in the links at all? I can't even see where the source
Yeah,
is. Sorry.
that's fine. When the stream is over, I will absolutely put it in the links. But quite literally, they boost our gross domestic product by $8.9 trillion over the next 10 years. They will increase our GDP by $8.9 trillion over the next 10 years. Whereas Trump's tax plan and in his policies will actually add nearly $10 trillion in debt over the next 10 years.
Okay. I'll look at this information afterwards. I'm not married to any idea. I just want what's best for America in terms of not financially collapsing and then having another 1930s recession on our hands. That'd be great. And from my understanding, the tax cuts and federal spending cuts is a great place to start for that.
Mm-hmm.
And then making sure people aren't dependent on the federal government for sustenance is another great start.
But that's not what.
So
but that's not.
achieves
Hold on.
that.
But that's not how our government is supposed to work, though. It's not how our government.
It's not supposed to be like that.
No, our government is supposed to, right? And this is according to our Constitution, provide for the general welfare of its citizenry. That's what our government is supposed to do. These are hired officials. They're employees, right, that are supposed to provide the general welfare of the American people. That is their job. That is their job. So if there's somebody who is disabled, the government is supposed to take care of them. If there's somebody who is, has mental health issues or is suffering from poverty for a vast array of reasons, if there's somebody who's unhoused or, can't make... Do you know what the number one cause of houselessness in the United States is?
No, I do not. I don't think I do.
Okay. The number one cause of houselessness in the United States is people's lack of ability to pay the bills to keep them in a house. So they just don't make enough money. That their bills outweigh their income. The second highest reason is medical debt. Guess what the smallest reasons are?
I do not know this answer.
Addiction. Addiction is like the smallest reason. People typically develop substance use disorders after they become houseless.
Interesting. Yeah, I'd have to look into this. I don't know
when we're talking about what will happen in terms of like deporting tons of immigrants out of the United States, right? Like this is what's going to happen. And you have to understand that these people that live here rent homes. Some of them even own homes, right? So now you're going to have millions of rentals that immediately become vacant. Do you think that the people who are property owners and property managers are going to lower their prices after they've suffered a significant loss of the amount of people renting their properties? Or do you think that they'll raise them to cover their losses?
If supply and demand holds true, if there's a lot of demand and not a lot of supply of people renting, the prices will go down.
Yeah, sure.
They have to, or the place will stay vacant.
So here's the problem, right? And I'm glad that you said that. So if they do that, then it lowers the value of the house prices that people would buy. You know what I'm saying? And so new home prices or people that put their house on the market have now lost shit tons of value. Because now these houses that these immigrants owned or they rented, right? If they have to lower the rental amounts, that means the rental amounts across the, like the whole entire spectrum will go down. Well, then people who bought houses where because they were able to charge enough rent to cover their mortgage payment, now they won't be able to charge enough rent to cover their mortgage payment because now the rental prices across the market have lowered, right? And so now
Yeah.
they have to foreclose on that home. We're looking at what happened 2008 all over again. So now they're going to have to foreclose on their home. So now you'll see a shit ton of houses start to foreclose. But here's the other issue. No new properties are going to start being built because we just deported all the people that work in infrastructure and construction. Over 70% of the people, or nearly 70%, it's saying 64% of the people that work in construction are either not actual citizens, they're green card holders, or they're undocumented.
Oh, the ones that I saw were green card holders, but I know there are for sure undocumented, if you guys want to say it, but
yeah, but a lot of these people who are green card holders have family members. I can point to a family right in Texas. This just happened to. There's a 10-year-old girl who's an American citizen who the Trump administration just deported her and her siblings, who are also American citizens, back to Mexico because their parents are undocumented. But they were born here. She has brain cancer. The doctor, the specialist that she sees, literally is only available in Texas. They just deported a 10-year-old. But so a lot of these people that work in these construction, construction sites or work in the infrastructure sector, also our agricultural sector. We saw that problem here in Florida. Nebraska is seeing it right now. Even though some of them were here on temporary resident status with a work visa or a green card, you know what I'm saying? Their family members or their spouses or, so on and so forth are not documented, are not here on a visa, do not have a green card. You think that they're just going to split up their family, or they're all going to leave, or they're going to go to a sanctuary city? So then you're going to have pockets all around the United States where housing markets, agricultural markets, infrastructure markets, hospitality markets just bottom the fuck out. It's going to have a national effect. Not just, so if Nebraska, because Nebraska's already come out and said it, Nebraska said they'll be bankrupt inside of the next 2 months. Agriculture is their biggest, commodity in Nebraska. What do you think happens if Nebraska falls? Think about what that's going to do to the food market, to corn, to potatoes, to their largest product is beef.
Okay.
Steaks are going to be $15, $16 a pound, if not more.
Okay. I guess I'll start with because there was a lot of topics covered there. I guess I'll start with the housing one. That's where it originated. With the rental property prices going down because of the vacancies, and then the value of homes decreasing, right? Which to me, like, let's say the value of the home decreasing is not a problem. I don't believe anyway, because number one, most people who buy, like, actual people and not like hedge funds and large investment bankers, that doesn't matter. Because to me, like, I own a home right now and I've got to pay property tax.
Yeah,
and
but
if my price goes up,
it does matter.
I just pay more taxes.
Yeah, but hold on, buddy. It does matter. It matters because the hedge funds and the investors are going to buy out those foreclosed homes for, the same way they did during COVID, the same way they did in 2009, 2010. They're going to be paying, a price that the rest of the Americans. Yeah.
It's the hedge fund and investment bankers, because regular people that buy homes, we're not looking to flip it in 2 years. Like, that's our forever home for most people, right? So the only thing that matters when the housing price keeps climbing and climbing and climbing is I have to pay more property taxes, and it makes housing unavailable to younger generations. But most people.
But that's how we got
here. So if the house
here.
pricing goes down, it's good.
But it won't go down. Bankers. The value will go down. The value of the homes will go down.
But that means it's more purchasable for other people.
But
though.
it
like
won't
if my house
be.
drops $200K.
But it won't be, sir. So the value of the homes in Florida during COVID, like the house that I live in currently, right now it's probably, like over $1 million, some 1.2, 1.5, somewhere like that. During COVID in 2019, it was 500. Who do you think was buying the houses? Do you think that regular people were buying the houses, or do you think that
No, it was BlackRock and State Street and those.
well,
kinds,
BlackRock
and
doesn't
Vanguard.
buy houses. It's another
There's,
company.
I think there's a subsidiary that does it
It-
through one of their.
it's no, so they're not even associated with BlackRock. BlackRock doesn't buy real estate directly. Now they manage portfolios that have real estate in them, but they don't buy.
Yeah.
But it does start with Black, but it's not BlackRock. And they have no
It's like a
affiliation.
subsidiary, I can't remember.
They're not even a subsidiary. They have no affiliation with it whatsoever.
Let me see.
Bought all the homes during COVID.
Mortgage security. Oh, okay.
Just hold on a second. I normally would know this.
Yeah, they're the backer in mortgage securities. That's
Yes,
what it
correct.
is.
That's Blackstone.
Yeah,
Blackstone is the name of that
Blackstone,
court. Yeah,
yeah.
Blackstone, and they're not with BlackRock. Anyways,
Okay.
So back to what I was saying. So like
Mm-hmm.
investors were buying these houses at well over market value, and they would just sit on them. They didn't care. They didn't care that they weren't getting rented out or anything of that nature. They were just buying up the properties so that they could hold them.
Yeah.
And now all of those houses, even though they're not necessarily worth more, they cost more.
Yeah, because they're using the comps of the area that they increased by buying the houses at above prices. That's exactly. They're manipulating the market 100%. They did it in Las Vegas as well. They did it all over the country.
Yeah, I know. In Texas, in
Yeah, it's a
Houston,
problem.
in Dallas. They did it in New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania. Like major metropolitan areas. So for the regular average everyday citizen, one, you know what I'm saying, they're still not going to be able to buy a house because now groceries are going to be more. Gas is going to be more. If we don't have the workers to actually build new homes, right? So there's going to be less employees to actually go out there and work on the, on the construction sites. So now it's going to take longer to build a house, and the house is going to be more expensive because now you're going to be hiring, you know what I'm saying, which you should have been doing all along. But now you're going to be out there hiring people at an actual livable wage.
So I think the crux of the argument is, yes, you need legal immigration. I think everyone agrees with that. Even as I've talked to Republicans, because I'm an independent, I talk to many Republicans and Democrats both. We all agree that legal immigration needs to happen. We need to increase the capacity of our legal immigration system
Sir,
exponentially.
Are you white by chance? Just out of curiosity.
Mixed.
What is that? What does mixed mean?
Half white, half Mexican.
Sir, Mexican is not a race.
Whatever.
And
That's what I
human
say.
beings aren't mixed.
Okay.
Like,
are you talking like cultural or something?
no,
I mean,
race is based on
'cause white
pheno.
is like there's European, there's it's like a lot of variance there too.
No, not really.
Well,
It's just
yeah,
based.
because you go talk to an Irish dude.
It's
and
just
go
based
compare
on your
him to, like, a
phenotypical
dude in
traits, sir.
Utah.
That has nothing to.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just based on your phenotypical traits. Like, does society see you
Okay.
as a Latin person, or do you present
don't
white?
know.
Okay. Are you Afro Latin? Are you just?
Nah.
Gotcha. So you're white. Check. Okay.
Probably, yeah.
Okay. Cool. So, with that being said, man, it's crazy. Like every time somebody says they're mixed, it just like literally baffles me.
I guess, dude. I don't know. Half my family speaks Spanish, the other half speaks English. I don't know what you want.
So hold on. How did your ancestors get here, bro?
I'm pretty sure my grandpa was a swimmer.
A swimmer?
So then, yeah. So if you are in fact, you know what I'm saying, like of Mexican descent, then that means that you have indigenous descent. Like the Spanish language was spoken from the, you know what I'm saying, southern tip of Florida all the way up into Oregon for over 100 years before English was ever spoken on this continent. Like roughly 125, 130 years. In addition to that, like all of the people from Central and South America, for the most part, have indigenous ancestry. So literally we didn't even have immigration laws for real until like the 1930s. I mean, there was the a sort of an immigration law in terms of like the American Indians, and then there was the Chinese exclusionary law, which I guess we could consider a an immigration law, but it just excluded Chinese people from coming here. But for white people, there weren't any immigration laws. So how can you just arbitrarily draw a line on a map from land that you stole and then say, hey, you're not allowed to occupy your ancestral land, while simultaneously funding Israel and saying that the Jewish people have the right to occupy their ancestral land?
So to address one of the questions is how can we enforce borders and immigration in a land that we conquered, like any other nation in the world, damn near?
But Europe, the vast majority of Europe doesn't do that. If you live
Europe
in
was under conflict for a long time with each other, with other ideologies, with other religions. It's almost been nonstop.
But we don't have a state religion. We don't have a national religion.
We fought with Native Americans in order
indigenous
to claim the
people.
territory.
There's no such thing as Native American.
Sure, indigenous. I mean, Indian. I got family that are from. Anyway, yeah. So they lost the war, and we conquered them.
They did not lose the war. You do not have. First of all, you're talking about your own people. Firstly, secondly,
I'm just talking about
you
history.
do
They
not.
lost. I mean,
secondly,
they lost the war.
Secondly, you do not make treaties with people you conquered. There would be no need for a treaty. You conquered them. What do you need a treaty for?
They lost the war. They did lose the war, though. The Comanches lost. The Apaches lost. They lost.
Okay. So
and then we took over.
Sure. Okay, gotcha.
The United States took over. Not we. We weren't alive then, but
gotcha. So what you're saying is that that people don't have the right to occupy their ancestral lands. Yeah, I know it wasn't a war, guys. I'm not even going to get into that.
I was about to say,
so,
they literally just came in.
So
I'm not a big fan of it either. It was bad, but yeah, no one agrees that. Oh, that was a good thing. It is what it is.
So we definitely need to stop funding Israel immediately. Yes.
I don't know shit about Israel, bro. I don't know anything about that area. All I know is when I was over in the Middle East for 5 years, that was out in Kuwait though, so I couldn't tell you about Israel and what their problem is. But religion out there is different than here. They're pretty serious about that shit overseas in the Middle East. Like, they'll kill you over that.
But we see that having these people here is a net positive, and this is their ancestral lands. We can't be on two sides of the same argument. We can't say Jewish people deserve to be on their ancestral lands. All of them, everybody, it doesn't matter. You no, that's not true. Not before colonization. They were not having wars before colonization.
I was about to say the only source for that is like a Canadian news article that's been debunked.
They didn't believe in land ownership. They didn't believe in ownership they didn't believe in ownership of the animals or the trees or the water or any of those things. And no, not all indigenous tribes were nomadic.
I'm talking about the Comanches, and
there was hundreds, if not thousands, of different tribes.
I'm talking very specifically about the nomadic Comanches on horseback. One of the first two, bro. They were conquering the Apaches galore
after colonization.
Okay.
There's no anthropological, sociological, archaeological evidence whatsoever to show that there was any wars going on prior to colonization. None. You would see mass graves. Yes, there is. We would find mass graves.
There's Indian burial sites all over the place.
Yeah, burial sites for people that died. I'm talking about mass graves where their skulls are cracked, or you could see that they were shot with an arrow, or, you know what I'm saying, hatcheted, or something like that. Like, you probably think that indigenous people created scalping, don't you?
No, I don't even care about something like that. That's not relevant.
Well, it kind of is.
Like, the only thing
because
not really.
It lends to this. It lends to this idea that indigenous people were in fact quote unquote savage.
Bro, everyone was savage back in the day. You go back to like the Iron
No,
Ages in Europe.
they
and stuff,
weren't.
Everyone was.
No, they weren't. Only one group of people were like that. Were continuously warring. Only one. And there's a geographical reason for that.
And where's this location?
Europe.
So Genghis Khan didn't exist, who conquered, or what about Alexander the Great?
He's European.
He was out in the Middle East.
Alexander the Great is still European. Where's Alexander from, bro?
Let me look at the geographical location.
He's Greek.
Quick. What about the Persian Empire?
Yeah, sure. All of those people came from that you named came from places that were less. What's the word I'm looking for? Had less resources. So they went out in search of resources.
Yeah, I mean,
less fertile is
good. Wars are fought over resources. And
yeah,
stuff like that,
but indigenous peoples to the continent of Africa didn't believe in ownership of resources, nor did indigenous people to Turtle Island, or what we would now call America. So the only people that were doing that were people that came from geographical locations that lacked resources.
The Ottoman Empire.
Yeah, the Ottomans,
Iranian, Persian
the
Empire.
Ottomans.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're talking about people that came from desert areas, people that came from mountainous areas, people that came from areas where you couldn't really grow a lot of crops. You're talking about people that came from areas where there wasn't a lot of resources.
Okay, well, wars happen in places that just weren't Europe. I'm just saying.
Yes, because people from those areas came into the other areas where there were resources and started wars.
I think that's a really big
to take resources that they didn't have.
Okay, so that spans most of the world. So that doesn't really apply to just Europeans or white people being the source of war.
Okay, great, gotcha. So Alexander the Great, conqueror, warring leader. The Crusades, one of one of, literally the deadliest campaign in the history of the world.
That's one of those gray areas, like who started it first? Was it the Christians or the Muslims for the Crusades? Like, at what conflict?
Doesn't matter. Deadliest campaign in the history of the world.
Sure. I don't know. I think Genghis Khan kind of took the cake on that, or maybe the Great Cultural Revolution in China did pretty bad on mass murders.
Okay. Again, the Crusades are the deadliest campaign in the history of the world. And then you have chattel slavery and the colonization of Africa. Then you have, the G-side that was committed against the indigenous peoples to Turtle Island, or what you guys would call the Americas. And, the 50 to 80 million people. I mean, unalive so many people that changed the core temperature of the earth. Literally.
It's saying the Crusades killed 1 to 9 million.
Bro, it was way more than that.
I just Googled it, dude. I don't know.
Sure.
But if it's even 9 million, that's not. I mean, it's still, first off, a death is a death, but that's nothing compared to the Cultural Revolution or the rampage of Genghis Khan.
Again, people that came from areas that lacked resources.
Okay, but it just sounded like the argument that you was making or articulating was that white people or
did Genghis
Europeans
Khan go all over? Did circumnavigate the globe and force people to adopt his religion? No. Did Genghis Khan?
Shit about the religion thing.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like Europeans literally touched all four corners of the earth, minus an island here or there, and forced their religion on people, enslaved the people, stole their resources, stole their land.
I think that was a matter of technology. I think if Genghis Khan had adequate sea routes and boats, he'd have conquered the shit out of whatever he could.
Sure, maybe, but he didn't.
I mean, he tried to get Japan.
Sure, but he didn't.
He failed. He lost the campaign there, but he tried. He tried to conquer Japan. And then, I'm just saying, if the opportunity was there, if he had modern day weapons and opportunity, he would absolutely do it.
Sure. Again, a person that came from an area that lacked resources. Your point was. Yes,
no, China doesn't lack any resources like that. No, it does not.
Okay. Yes,
I'll have to disagree on that point.
Okay.
No, I think war is a human condition that supersedes any border or ideology.
Sure. So I'm going to show you on a map, you know what I'm saying, where he came from, just so that we can all be clear.
Who's he came from?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Hopefully, well, here, let me see if I can put it on the screen. So let me show you where he came from, and then you'll see exactly what I'm talking about, because it goes back, if you were listening to what I said earlier, to exactly what I said. They came from mountainous or barren areas. Like the people who developed these ideologies came from those types of areas. So I'm going to put it on the screen again. Okay. The Kinti Mountains of Mongolia. So what did I say earlier, guys? I said the people who did these things came from areas that lacked resources, like the mountains or barren lands and such. So if you look at this map here, right? Oh, this is Wikipedia, but I don't really. But what's that?
I didn't say anything. I was
Yeah.
listening to what you
So if
said.
you look at this map here, right, you see that these people, that came from this mountain range area, not over here, you know what I'm saying, where there's a bunch of lush lands, not over here where there's also lush lands and access to the waterways. They came down out of the mountains. I don't know, kind of like the people that came down out of the Caucasus Mountains, the mountains of Caucasus.
Oh, some Cat Williams in there. All right.
It was a joke, yeah.
Yeah, I like Cat Williams. He's funny as shit, but continue.
But literally, that's how it happened. It's called epigenetics. So these people that came from areas that lacked resources had to compete with their family members, their offspring, so on and so forth, for access to resources. That trait, that having to compete for resources, was passed down generation after generation after generation. That's why people like Genghis Khan, or people like, Alexander, or the people, in from Britain and so on and so forth, went all across the globe, conquering places and taking their resources.
Okay. So even with this all being true, it's inevitable. Is it not? I mean, you look at even the society of animals and stuff, they do the same thing with each other.
What
Monkeys,
animals? No.
gorillas, monkeys,
Bonobos.
they're very territorial and they fuck each other up and they're...
Bonobos, which are the closest to the human species, right? Our closest ancestor, they don't war for access to resources. As a matter of fact, they do something else that probably makes a lot more sense, but they have like giant ass orgies instead.
Oh, damn.
Instead of warring.
That was wild. Yeah, okay. Well, we covered so many damn topics. I did not expect it to go all through that, but all right, good on you. I like having a debate, man. Even though I know we don't agree on everything, it was still nice to have a civil debate and not just
Well,
a fun show, whatever.
I don't think that it's a matter of not agreeing. I don't think that you, and I'm not even trying to be funny or like rude or mean or anything like that. I just don't think that you have like the information available. Like you think Doge somehow, you know what I'm saying, is uncovering a bunch of money. They ain't uncover shit. Like literally nothing. All of that stuff was public information. All of those things are things that you could have, I mean, if you were looking for it, could have found on your own. But even more so than that, that money's already been allocated and spent. Those contracts were already, satisfied. There literally, even if we did recoup $20 billion, $100 billion, right? It would fund our government for
115 at the moment.
Yeah, that's not true. They know about $115 billion that was spent. They didn't get any of it back. That would fund our government for a few days. Literally a few days.
Do you think that there's a lot of fraud in the government?
Sure. One of them is sitting in the fucking Oval Office.
Okay. Do you think it would be better for the United States if it reduced the size and scope of the federal government?
No.
You think there needs to be more government?
I didn't say that. I don't think that there needs to be any government. I don't feel like we need to be governed.
This is the sweet spot you think we're at. We're got the sweet spot.
No, not currently. Currently, we literally are in a kakistocracy. You know what I'm saying? We're ruled by technocrats, ideologues. So right now, this moment is probably the worst position the United States has ever been in.
I guess maybe it's just a fundamental difference, because I think we look at two sets of information, or like that glass is half full or half empty, depending on the intentions behind it. So I see it as.
But the intentions are nefarious. Their intentions are to distract you.
I don't think it's nefarious.
Their intentions are to distract you while they're intentionally manipulating the market to drive it down, to increase the value of cryptocurrency. In order to drive stocks down so low that them and their oligarch friends can buy up, all of these stocks on pennies on the dollar and increase their wealth exponentially, leaving the rest of the poor and middle class literally with nothing. So that you have to look to them as, the saviors. You have to beg them for access to resources.
All right. That is a claim right there. I hope that's not true. I haven't see anything to support it, but
it's literally the exact same thing that Hitler did. He came in, he dismantled government agencies, he put people that weren't qualified for the positions in those places. He had them, then he centralized the government around himself and all of his friends with money.
But you remember Bill Clinton also did cuts to the government, and
he
didn't try to
bro, all you did right now is repeat something that somebody told you from fucking Fox News.
I don't watch Fox News.
Sir, it's literally the same.
I don't.
You don't remember what Bill Clinton did. You're not even old enough to remember what Bill Clinton did when he was in office.
I'm 40.
I'm over 40. So that means when Bill Clinton was in office, you were literally like in middle school. If that.
Yeah, but you can study history. You weren't alive in the Ottoman Empire either, but you know things about it.
Sir, you don't know what happened during Bill Clinton's administration, nor is it something that you ever studied. Somebody recently told you that. So you either saw it on somebody else's TikTok, saw it on somebody's YouTube page, saw it in a Facebook or Instagram meme. You did not, that's not an original thought for you. But that's not an original thought for you, though, and that's the problem.
Bill Clinton oversaw the reduction of over 377,000 federal jobs as part of his National Performance Review
Yes,
initiative.
somebody told you that.
So it doesn't change the fact that he cut 377,000 government, which is a good thing. And he's a Democrat. I think he was correct for this. But the thing is, knowledge is gained from
he did it over the course,
sir. From other people.
Sir, he did it over the course of years. With congressional approval, not 100,000 people in the matter of a couple of months without anyone's approval. These are not the same.
The presidents can cut federal employees.
No, sir. No, sir. The presidents do not have the right. The presidents do not have the right to arbitrarily remove federal employees or dismantle federal agencies. They do not. There's no part of the Constitution that gives them that right.
Okay. Let me see here. But we can't agree that this thing with Clinton did happen, that he did cut
Yes,
federal
with
government.
over the course of years with congressional
Which is fine,
approval.
still happened, though. The cut still
Over
occurred.
the course of years with congressional approval. Not the same. These things aren't the same.
Okay. Let me see here. I will look into this one to see, because I was always under the impression that the
What has
president
Trump
of the
done
United
thus
States has the
far
authority.
that's actually beneficial to average American citizens, to the working class and the working poor?
I think by him using tariffs as leverage to have
Oh
other
my
countries remove
God.
tariffs from us. Hey, you do agree, we can agree on this, that there are other countries in the world like Canada that have tariffs on us.
They did not have tariffs on us prior to
They
2017.
absolutely do.
No, sir. Matter of fact, I can pull it up and put it on the screen again. There was only.
2022, look at the list of
Yep.
look at the list
Yep.
of current active
Yep.
tariffs on the United
Yep.
States.
Yep. You're absolutely right. That was after Trump started his tariff wars.
These have been in effect before he took office.
No, sir. These are
The current
these are
tariffs
all
on
of
Canada?
all of the tariffs that exist on the United States, sans 5 of them, from like Micronesia and other like obscure places.
I'm talking Canada very specifically. I
Sir,
haven't
can you
looked at
allow
some
me
other
to
ones.
finish? Are all post 2017. They all came as a result of his first administration.
Okay. All I can tell you is that as of after whenever, but Canada has tariffs on us. So if
Of course
I'm just saying,
they
if you could
did.
get rid of tariffs on us.
Trump started a lumber war with them. Of course they put tariffs on us. Trump started a lumber war with them in his first administration.
What does that have to do with our produce then?
The same reason that we put tariffs on China and then China put tariffs back on us on things they knew would hurt us, like oranges, like pork, like grain, like corn.
Then why did they let these tariffs ride all the way through Biden's administration?
I'm going to tell you exactly why. Because there was an agreement that they had made that said that they were going to start buying products from us again now that Trump was, no longer involved in the situation. But they didn't, because in the meanwhile, they made trade agreements with other countries that could provide them with the resources, so they no longer needed them from us. So if Trump didn't start this shit in the first place, wouldn't have been no shit in the second place.
Well, I can only look at what the shit is right now. And as of
All because of
2022,
Trump's
all of
bad
them.
policies.
Well, hold on a minute now. Looking at the WITS, they're showing that Canada re-upped these tariffs in Biden's administration.
Yes,
in the year
I just told you
2022.
why. Yep, I just told you why.
But that's horseshit.
No, it's not.
That is.
They have. Why wouldn't they? If you cost my GDP, you know what I'm saying? Billions of dollars. Fucking A right. I'm gonna keep the tariffs on until I recoup my money.
I guess I disagree on this.
What?
Yeah, I don't.
So
I
hold
don't
on.
agree
Hold on.
with
I
that.
got you. So if I,
Go ahead.
you know what I'm saying, cost your company, right? If I cost your company $100 million, right? And you had the opportunity, you know what I'm saying, to get that money back from me, you wouldn't?
So you mean to tell me this list of 200 tariffs? No, I'm sorry. 5,716 tariffs are justified over that lumber thing?
If it costs
No
their
way.
economy, it costs their economy. What do you think their largest export is in Canada?
I'm going to assume it might be lumber or maple syrup.
Like, bro, what? Like, what are you asking me right now?
Look. Like, I'm not trying to be hostile in any type of way, but they literally have, according to this, 5,716 tariffs on us.
Okay.
5,000 separate ones, and the percents are wild if you go to this data. So
Okay. Who?
I just want
Okay,
the
hold
tariffs
on.
to stop.
Who? That's fine. Who made that trade agreement with Mexico and Canada? Who did it?
I'm talking what was that, NAFTA?
No.
North.
No. He got rid of
Which one?
NAFTA, and put forth what
Yeah.
the MCA or whatever the fuck.
I don't know that one.
I don't remember what the
Sorry.
fuck he called it. What? Oh, hold on one
no,
second. What did Trump replace NAFTA with? The MCA. Yeah, the Mexico-Canada Agreement. USMCA. There you go. USMCA.
USMCA.
Yeah. So that's what he's the one who put these trade agreements in place. So why aren't you mad at him?
Yeah, that's so great. I got to read it really quick. I'm just going to do a quick insert from this assistance here. Aims to enhance trade relations and economic cooperation among the three countries. Okay. I'm going to have to dig deep into this one because just the general synopsis it provides for me on it, it doesn't sound like a bad thing at all.
It didn't work out in our benefit, I can tell you that.
Okay, yeah, I'd have to look more into it because everything that you just do it at the surface level and you do your a Google on it, it makes it sound good. So I'd have to look into that. I can't confirm one way or the other. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the quick Google search is not. It's like the State Department and stuff providing the information, or trade.gov, or yeah. So I don't know. All I know is when they started talking tariffs and shit, I was like, okay, so if we're
Tariffs
doing
are terrible. You were talking about looking at historical data, right? In 1928, we threatened tariffs against tons of other nations, and just the threat of tariffs bankrupted our fucking stock market. Our stock market plummeted just from the threat of tariffs. And then as our stock market is plummeting and people are making runs on the bank, we come up with a great idea to fucking deport 2.5 million citizens from the United States. And then what happens? Fucking Great Depression.
So let me ask you this question. Let me see what your opinion on this is then. Do you think labeling the cartels as terrorist organization is a good or a bad?
Labeling who?
The cartels as terrorist organizations.
You call them whatever you want. We fund them.
We fund the cartels.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
Absolutely. American citizens fund them.
Oh,
I mean, they
citizens.
yeah. But the government,
the cocaine and all that.
The government isn't trying to stop them. I promise you, they're not. They make too much money off of it. They make way too much money off it. Privatized prisons, the militarized police.
Yeah,
they make way too much money off of it. They're not trying to stop it. If they were trying to stop it, then they would have stopped it. During the Reagan administration. They're not trying to stop. The trade. They're just trying to make sure the right people. They're just trying to make sure that the right people are in control of it. It's not by accident that we had an opioid epidemic in the United States as soon as we went to Afghanistan. That didn't happen by accident. Knowing Afghanistan produces 90% of the globe's poppy.
This is true.
We didn't have an H drug epidemic just by happenstance when we went to Vietnam. The vast majority of narcotics that come into the United States come by way of airplane and ship, not across the southern border.
I mean, the cartel does have submarines too.
And the people who bring those things across the southern border, 85%, and this is according to our Border Patrol agencies, are American citizens.
Yeah, that's no bueno.
They just caught a guy. They just caught a guy last week crossing the American border, carrying over 100 automatic and semi-automatic weapons for the cartel. A white man in his truck.
Hey, people are going to make money. They didn't give a fuck what the color is, man. It don't matter. It don't matter. Number one problem Mexico, one of the number one problems Mexico has with us is illegal guns coming through their border. That's one of their problems, right? Like our problems is drugs or fentanyl in this particular case now. It's fentanyl, which is manufactured by the Chinese and brought through different ports of entry, one of them being the Mexican border. But you don't think the United States tier one assets are going to take out the cartel members?
No.
Because
Definitely.
really?
No, definitely not. We're not doing it.
If they did, would that be fine with you? Would be like, oh, finally the government's doing something.
No,
if they did take out the cartels.
I don't care one way or another. If we decriminalized, drugs in the United States, then it would take all the power away from the cartels in the first place. If we decriminalized, narcotics, and then had universal health care, these wouldn't even be issues. Like we're not, you know what I'm saying? Like taking out the cartels would not stop the problem at all, not even a little bit. They would just find another means by which to do it. Like this is going after the cartels would be the most absurd waste of military force and money imaginable, and probably would start a war with our neighboring fucking country.
I don't think it'll start with Mexico because
it would.
The politicians are scared to. I don't think so. From what I've heard from people down there, is the Mexican cartels pretty much use fear tactics to get a lot of the politicians in line, and if they don't get in line, they kill them. And I'm pretty sure if you Google like how many politicians die in an election cycle in Mexico,
yeah, I heard about it.
Pretty
sure,
ridiculous.
Yeah, sure,
yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of the politicians in privately will support the United States taking out the cartel members if it allows them.
It wouldn't do anything though. Do you think that, like, if we took out, a new one would pop up within days? They're like, oh, great. You know what I'm saying? Sinaloa's gone. Now we have an opportunity. Like, that's all that's going to happen.
That very well could be true.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
I hope not.
Again, that's not even the vast majority of the narcotics come from. So I don't know how that would be helpful in the least.
The cartels do move quite a bit of product, though, to be fair. We can't take that from them. They move product.
Sure, some.
Like a lot of drugs. And now, is it the only sole place in the entire world where it comes from? No, absolutely not. But they are very professionalized at moving product up here, and it is a problem. It's more the fentanyl, than the cocaine. Bro,
you can't use those words. You can't use all those words, bro. Social media, they don't allow you to say those things. Yeah, they don't allow you to say those things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't worry about it. That's why I kept saying narcotics instead. But anywho,
okay, yeah.
All right, listen, bro. I gotta move on. I have to move on because I have to go pick up my kids from school.
I appreciate your time, man. Have a good one.
All right, you do the same.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. All right, guys. I might come back in a little bit, but for now I gotta bounce. I gotta go pick up the kids. So maybe when I come back, I'll come back on. But for now, love you guys, and like I said, maybe I'll see you in a little bit. Yeah, I'll be back when I come back. At least for a little while. We didn't get nowhere close to doing the spins or nothing either because I just wasn't paying attention. But anywho, I appreciate all of those who have tapped, gifted, sent subs, the super chatters over on YouTube. Thank you. Thank you to my mods. Check on your friends. Everyone who says they're okay is not necessarily okay. Protect your peace at all costs. Take care of your mental health. If you have not yet started your therapy journey, today is an amazing opportunity for you to do so. Eat as healthy as you can. Drink your water. Take whatever medication you're supposed to take. And as always, stay dangerous. I'll see y'all later.